Hello, 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 hello. Think I'm live? Yeah, looks like it. Anyways, welcome back to another fun day of trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So, I guess let's see what we want to do. Well, we're not going to see what we want to do. We know exactly what we're doing today, which is trying to wrap up work on the VTuber renderer. I wanted to work on this Tuesday, but because of pre-existing issues, that was not exactly possible. Here, failed to parse script, OpenC show points, 11. Hey, hold on, that doesn't seem right. OpenC show points, 11. Say goodbye. There we go. And then we just need to change a few things really quick. I think I missed all of this when I was doing a bit of refactoring. Hello, Insectable. You are definitely in. Oh, congratulations on being a duck once again. Happy for you. How are you doing today? How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I don't know, I'm really tired. I don't know why I'm so tired. Luckily, work wasn't too strenuous or I don't have too much oversight. Which is to say, I mostly just kind of slept all day. Like I feel like I'm sick, but I don't have like any symptoms of being sick, if that makes any sense. So, don't really know what's going on with that. My left eye has been irritated the last few days. Oof, did someone fart on your pillow? Looked at your schedule and it said your next stream is Sunday. Not streaming today. Really? Really? Is this a bait? Am I getting baited? How do I view my streaming schedule? Let me see. We can do this. Go to my channel. Who would fart? I don't know. Maybe you farted on your own pillow? I don't know. You do you. I don't judge. Alright, schedule. Oh, it says my schedule says I'm streaming now. No? Yeah, it does say I'm streaming now. Yeah. I'm scheduled to stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Is this an intentional bait? It didn't say a schedule for today. It says I have a schedule for today. It says every Thursday, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daytime. Before you started the stream? Is it possible? Oh, is it because I went over? I'm almost always about 30 minutes late to my stream. So that might be why, right? So like if you don't, maybe is it like if you don't start streaming by the time you schedule, it just deletes it from your, I guess, upcoming stream. Is that how that works? All right, let's hydrate. Let's not take another sip of this beer. Let's instead take a sip of this H2O, or as some might call it, oxygen dihydride. Or is it dihydrogen oxide? I'm not up to date with chemistry whatnots. I'm very bad at chemistry. Yeah, but what we're working on today is this. Look at that. So we have it. Everything loads in very, very quickly. How neat. Now, some of the big stuff that we need to still implement is probably a camera select and also adding license information to be accessed within the application. So very, very stimulating stuff. I love to see it. Not really. And then also I need to figure out like the preset saving. So the preset stuff is not loading properly. So we can actually try this now. So if you go in, well, you do something like this. And we can kind of force a save. Finish saving config. Well, let's add a new preset, right? So this is, let's save this. And of course we are already loaded into this. So we can load back. Maybe not. We can get like a side view. Look how long the duck is. Beautiful. I think I've loaded the wrong one. Yeah, see, this is a glitch. So I also need to add like a modifier or some, not like a modifier, but something for I guess showing which one is the current selected preset. Do you need a webcam? I don't think I need a webcam. Or are you saying, do you need a webcam in order to use this application? In which case, yes, you do need a webcam in order to to use the face tracker. Otherwise, I'm not really sure how I would track your face. You don't need a program for the application. What do you... What? The question makes no sense. What do you mean for the application? This is the application. What? What does this mean? Is it a yes or no? I require more information in order to answer your question. Don't you need a webcam to track your face? Yes, you do need a webcam. This is true. I'm not sure how you would track your face without a webcam, as previously mentioned. I was asking that, obviously. Well, I don't know. Do you need a webcam? Is kind of a it's kind of a very abstract question. Like, do I need a webcam, like, in general? No, because I already have one. Do I need a webcam in order to run the application? Yes. So, you know, we're very confused about the question. You know, we require more specificity. Well, the context should have made sense since you had the program open. I would have thought because that's what's confusing me, is that I thought the answer would have been obvious. You know, it's like asking, like, is the sun still is the sun still, you know, is the sun still burning? I don't know. I mean, the fact that you're asking the question makes me start to doubt whether or not the sun is still burning. I thought the answer would have been obvious, but here we are. You know? No, the sun turns off at night. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, my mistake. I've been, those round earthers, they got me. Darn you, round earthers. Alright, so let's see. App settings we don't need, although we should. Actually, you know what? Let's bring that back up. Right side, let's have some sort of button that will bring up some sort of, let me see. We'll have a button called name. Let me see, this is just like licenses, right? And there's not really any data, right? So this is just like event licenses. Phenomenal, wow. Let's see. Thank you for the follow, anonymous viewer. Much appreciated. So this is still to do, but I think I can just do this really quick, actually. No, you know what? I need to make a list of things I need to do. I keep getting distracted. So, let's see. What do we want on our list? One thing. So first things first, we need to fix model positioning in presets, or when saving presets. So the big problem right now is that whenever we modify our model position, it actually like kind of globally saves it across all presets somehow. I'm not really sure. Or maybe it's the fact that the model doesn't change its position whenever we load in a new preset, which is slightly incorrect. Oh man. You know, it's very rainy this week. I'm kind of wondering if the reason why I'm so tired is because it's rainy. I'm kind of I do have like joint issues whenever it's like super humid. Beans. I haven't eaten any beans in a long while. Although that's not true. I have eaten at a Mexican place somewhat recently. Oh, not Mexican. It's more Tex-Mex. Was it Mexican fusion? Because it has like, yeah, it's one of those kind of Korean Mexican places, so they like have Korean ingredients, but you know, in like taco and burrito form. Toot toot. Are you Thomas the Train Engine? Toot toot. Add license display, and then 3 we need to add interpolation for mouth and blinking. There we go. So we have a task list. So model positioning when saving presets, first off, 100%. We need to do that. So, how do we want to do that? How do we want to do that? I've also moved my taskbar all the way to the left. I'm not really sure why I did that, but I'm just testing it out, but it is kind of messing up my muscle memory, for sure. There we go. So, app settings, we don't really need it. We do need to implement licenses, but that's for later. Let's see, in basic model, we have several things. So whenever we do a load, actually, can we add a configuration? GD script Godot debug. Oh, okay, so we can do this for, interesting. Is this how this works? Oh, can I do this? I've actually never tried this. But from the last stream, someone mentioned that you could do something like this for C#. So does the same hold true for GD script? So I'll press F5. Command fail, Godot, path not. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, Kill it. Oh, and actually we need to go to VS Code, modify our launch configuration. Request launch, type Godot, question mark? What? So it needs to be, how does it, this is workspace folder, type of configuration, what? How do you define the binary that you want to launch? Because like I know where it is. It's in this folder. Godot 3.4 exe. Can I just define this? Is this how this works? Just send it? Nope. So escape this, escape, Escape. Hello. Debug type. Hey. Is this not how this works? It just needs to be on your path, so it's hard coded. Kook. Kook. Shupa, 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 shupa. You know, have you ever, I guess, like, consumed sustenance or drinking something and just had like a really painful kind of like feeling in your jaw, near, you know, kind of like your ears? I feel like that happens to me sometimes. Like, there will be weeks where that happens to me, like, pretty much any time I take a new drink of water. And then, you know, there are weeks where almost completely normal. I've read online that when that happens, it's because like your mouth is excreting. that's probably not the right term, but your mouth is generating a lot of like a spit whenever you eat something new, and it is generating way too much, and that's why you kind of have some pain around your ears. All right. Hey. Okay, so this hooked up correctly, and then once we load in a new preset. Ooh. Okay, so this is not updating. Oh. Who is your favorite HoloLive member? Since you do seem to be a fan of the Shuba, I wonder if the answer is obvious. Oh, you know what? Today I was eating some candy. Maybe it's because like I have kind of like the kind of whenever I eat too much sugar, my saliva glands are overactive and they kind of hurt my ears. Possibly. Or maybe it's because I haven't eaten like a real meal in about a week. I've just been eating snacks like a real adult. I'm a weeb. I am a weeb. This is more or less true. So these should be connected, right? And then we'll also do this part. So these should be loaded. We restart. So this gets set automatically. So we always read at least once. I wonder if we can connect to like a preset loaded signal. So we have model is loaded, and then we should have something else. This is like preset loaded, question mark. Load preset, emit signal, load preset, and then preset loaded. Oh yeah. That's what we should probably connect to, instead of just connecting to each one of these changes, which seems a bit detrimental. Possibly. And also, we don't appear to be actually connecting to anything. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So we'll add a new signal. So model is loaded. Well, this one we need to change, right? So we need to broadcast. So this is a holdover from the kind of old way of doing things. So this is broadcast model loaded. So we give that a save. We can run this again. Hopefully we don't run into any problems. Broadcast model loaded. Hey, did I not save? I did save. Or I forgot to save. There we go. So this is legacy GUI. I think we still need to have this and this. This one I don't think makes sense to have anymore. default search path, broadcast default search path. Yeah, we still want to have this, and we still need to have set file to load as well. So I think we can take out this part and everything will still work more or less, because we're no longer using this set mall as default. Yeah, there we go. No problems. Nope, this is the wrong terminal. Yeah, we need to slap this over here. Or maybe I can push it to the top. Maybe. No, we'll push it down here. Look at that, 3 monitor setup. Oh baby. 3 monitors, I feel like 3 monitors is like the optimal setup. If you can find 3 monitors to use on your computer, it's 10 out of 10, right? So you have, you know, your main monitor, which I kind of have going right here. Then I have a vertical monitor off to my right. And then on top, I have just another horizontal monitor, which is kind of just like the media monitor. So the top monitor is for media. The vertical monitor off to my right is for reading stuff. And then the main monitor, which is the one that you can see right here, is for actually doing stuff. So we have viewing, reading, and then doing, right? And those are our 3 verbs for, you know, getting stuff done, if you will. Yeah. So let's see. We need to connect to probably a new signal. We'll call this one, you know, oh geez, preset loaded. Oh, okay. I concur, Insectwell. Makes sense to me. Enjoy your day. Emit signal. Let's see. We'll hit it with a preset loaded. Close the stream. Sorry. Don't worry about it. I take no offense. These kind of more bug fixing streams are not the most interesting, so I don't blame you. You know, at this point, you're here for one of 2 reasons. 1, you're into ducks, and it's not even a real duck. Or 2, you're here to listen to the soothing tones of my voice as I kind of ramble on into the mic. So which is it then? Riddle me this. Okay, so list element. I actually closed the list element. Ooh woo. Wait, you're not a real duck? Oh, wait, hold on. Who said that? Don't slander me. Of course I'm a real duck. Actually, no, I'm not. You're actually totally correct. I'm a rubber duck. I'm a rubber duck. Rubber dub dub, playing in the tub. Let's see. When we click load preset, what do we do? You know, there are many rubber ducks like me, but this one is mine. How are you doing tonight, Doki Deki? Just working more on this face tracking stuff, which you can see here, which is also free and open source, available on my GitHub. Don't remember if you're already subbed or not subbed but following. You possibly know about it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do. Load preset. So we want to do all of this stuff. So on load preset, so this is the handler. SU. Subscribe. No, please don't subscribe if you if you don't want to. Although if you do have a Twitch Prime subscription available, I'd love to have it, because I believe it does help with my analytics. I think it does. You get recommended more, I think, the more viewer interaction you have, I think. I'm not sure. There's some sort of algorithm. I've tried to abstain from interacting with it too much, but you know, sometimes it do be like that though. Alright, so we do one of these, so we broadcast preset loaded, and then basic model, we need to subscribe to all this stuff. So we'll do oh, thank you very much for the 1 gift sub, Insectwell. I do appreciate the efforts. And I'm flattered. I'm very flattered. That you would deem my channel worthy of another subscription. I think I need 3 more in order to get to the next, unlock the next emote slot, but you know how it goes. I suppose I could just pay for, basically pay Twitch for another emote slot. I'm not gonna do that though. Cause that would be a bit silly. Alright, so on preset loaded. So these are our connections. On preset loaded. Although I'm wondering, it doesn't set up GUI nodes. What does this do? Node setup, and then input. So on setup, actually this isn't even the right thing. It's inside of base element. So set value should be modifying the value of input element. And whenever you modify, yeah, it should be modifying, it should be firing off these signals as well. That's a bit weird. Who knows? That's something, maybe it's like a timing problem. I keep running into timing problems with this this kind of applications. It's not Godot's fault, it's my fault. Because I keep doing things that kind of rely on order of operations, right? But I'm doing things asynchronously, which assumes that the order of operations doesn't matter. So let's see, on preset loaded, we want to do probably this. Which is so this is hard-coded. We probably don't want to do that. Or we should probably like wrap this in something else, which is like load from config manager or load options. Actually, these are just the damps. This doesn't make any sense. We don't want to do this. Actually, how did I have this working before? Wasn't this code actually, yeah, this code was actually in model display screen. Did I accidentally take that out? Hey. So there's a lot of things in model display screen that are actually not super relevant anymore. Let's see. Tracking start delay, 3 seconds. I think I actually need to increase this to like 5, but we'll see. So these are the initial transforms, and then you can see here, these are the connections with the stuff. You know what? I need to connect to, yeah. I need to connect to model loaded. Yeah. So how was this working before though? That's one thing that's kind of baffling me, is I know I had this working before, but for some reason it's no longer working? Question mark? I feel like I'm going crazy. How was this working before, but it's no longer working? But, I don't think I need this part anymore. Or at least I don't need to do this inside of basic model. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Let's take this out, so we don't need to have this. Instead, we can do there's a few things, right? So model display screen, and then there's the GUI callbacks as well. So the GUI generally takes care of, you know, moving model or moving the model position, right? So on model loaded, no. How about on preset loaded? What does this do? Doesn't this, yeah, this, no. Oh. Brain is struggling. Let's connect model display screen. So we'll connect, oh, this is C#, connect, or no, app manager, SB, connect, preset loaded. We'll set the callback here on ourself. Actually, doesn't the GUI have access to the main model as well? Doesn't it? Yeah, so the GUI actually has access to the model and model parent, so we can drive everything from there. We can still broadcast out that we loaded in the preset. Yeah, so I think I'm starting to go down a really dangerous path in terms of how the data is all kind of being structured. So all the data used to be contained inside of the model display screen, and instead of going away from that, instead now just kind of split it between model display screen and the GUI. But I think it makes more sense to have the GUI kind of drive a lot of the logic anyways. So let's do this. We'll do, what does load file do? Alright, hold on. Who wrote this? This is load file. Oh, this is main. Load file loads the file. You know what? That's some good insight. Which sounds like I'm being facetious, but it's actually not. It's actually not. That's something that isn't actually always clear, right? Like sometimes you'll have an old function that you forget to rename, but the actual implementation changes. So load file actually doesn't always load file. So actually, to demonstrate that, this is actually somewhat true. So load file doesn't actually load in the file. What load file actually does is it destroys the existing model display screen and then creates a new instance and then loads in the file. So it's actually not, it doesn't actually load in the file. It doesn't just load in the file, I should say. It also cleans up the old data. So that might be a misnomer. I might need to change that name, but we won't. I think here we can do model.transform is equal to app manager cm current model config, and then we need to see, what did I call it? It's called model transform, right? And then our model parent transform is equal to app manager cm current model config model parent transform. See, I keep writing transform instead of transform. All right, so let's see. No, not this one, by the way. We want to do this one. So this is our, oh, this isn't right. Hold on. This is wrong. Ooh, that appeared broken, and I don't see any. I don't see any errors. Okay, something broke. Something broke. That's not good. What? What did I change? What did I change? Open CFace GD. Get status. Oh no. Get diff. What did I change? Oh, you know what? Basic model. Why did I take this part out? This part. Revert. Yeah, why did I take this part out? I don't remember why, but that's why that was broken. Hold on. Oh wait, no, this needs to be broadcast model loaded. Oh, I deleted it, then immediately distracted myself and forgot to replace it. Yes, okay. Crisis averted. For now. Load this reset. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, hello. Knock, how are you doing today? Thank you very much for the tier 2 subscription. Much appreciated. Did you duckify yourself? Oh, I guess it doesn't actually read in your it doesn't read in subscription messages. You're colorless. Yeah, you can kind of see here that your green is actually blending in with the green screen. Congratulations, you're transparent. You know? Get a better figure in one easy step. Doctors hate him. Yeah. I went with a green screen because actually, in order to get this pixelation effect working, I do need to have the green screen. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I'm a gender fluid hermit crab. Aren't hermit crabs already gender fluid, actually? Don't hermit crabs change their gender? Or they have the ability to? I don't remember. Anyways, I think I fixed one of the bugs related to presets, so check this out. So we can load this, we can load in this. And so we're loading in all the correct presets. Huzzah! And then we're also running into an error on the side. Error calling method from hold on, where is it? Load preset. What's the stack trace? So this one, broadcast preset loaded, question mark, broadcast preset loaded. Hey, error calling method from signal preset loaded. Huh? Error calling method from signal preset loaded, spatial duck on preset loaded. Oh, it's because, why isn't it giving me like the direct call site? Instead I have to go to here. Yeah. There we go. So let's load that back in. So this is our default preset. Probably don't want this. Load this one. Look at that. So we can switch, and then we can also, this is the default, I think, yeah? Alright, I just wanted to say hi, but I'm off now. Alright, take it easy, Knock. Thank you again for the tier 2. Support is always appreciated. Thank you for sticking around for all this time. I think we're, you know what? I think I've been streaming for like an entire year, and you've been here for most of it, so sorry to out you like that. But it's much appreciated. Knock is one of the OGs, to be sure. So let's see, we can load in. I typed cutie in my GPS and here I am. Ooh. Am I not the OGest of OGs? I think they're I actually don't know. We could check. There are some people who still pop into chat every now and then, but I don't know if you're earlier than them. It's hard to say. Alright, so there's an icon. I'm glad you think my duck is cute though, Dead Sec. It's much appreciated. September 20th. Alright, you know, we can do this live on stream. Let's check it out. Let's see, community. Followers list. And we can just scroll all the way down. Yeah, no, I can get almost a what's the word? Chronological thing. Okay. Oh, you know what? You're close. You're close, Knock. You're close. I see Gareth. Actually, I don't know. Does this mean you're earlier, or does this mean Gareth the Goblin is earlier? I do see Gareth sometimes. We can check. Oh no! Don't do this. All right. Well, I tried. I guess I need them to show up in chat so I can click on their name and see when they started following. It's either you or Gareth. Well, I'm fine being second to Gareth. Okay. Well, you're either first or second. Yeah, just click on their names in chat. Yeah, but I can't click on Gareth the Goblin. Gareth the Goblin sometimes pops in. But I'm not sure, but they're not in chat, so I can't click on their name. But I can see in my followers list. But I don't know if it's... I don't know which order it gives me the followers in. See you later. See you later, Knock. Take it easy. Oh no, okay. Happy anniversary. Thank you, thank you. Always nice to, you know. Actually, is it my anniversary as well? Hold on. Really? When did I start streaming? That's crazy. I've been streaming for an entire year. I know I was close to an entire year, but is it actually an entire year? Let's look at my channel and hopefully it doesn't start playing sound. Oh god. What's my FAQ? Oh, it's almost my anniversary. It's on the 18th. 2 more days until my stream anniversary. Oh baby. Look at that. Alright, we have one more thing we need to do in GUI, which is load preset. We need to clear all the props, but it doesn't actually clear all the props. That's actually a bit weird. Hold on. So go here. We can see that we have this one prop that's just kind of existing, right? And we can load in this one, which shouldn't have the prop, but we do. That seems wrong. We'll go here, load back in this one. We load in, yeah, that looks right. Oh, that's weird. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, but now the prop is, no, that's right. Load this one back in, prop is here. That seems slightly wrong. All right, props work. Now we load in, let's see, we can load in pretty much any prop. It doesn't really matter, but let's load in icon.png. You can see here that it's just kind of on the side of our duck. There we go. Then we can load in this one. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Hard to say. I think I'm gonna need help reproducing that. It's a lot of these bugs, they happen sometimes, but I'm not sure when. It happens sometimes. I'm not. That's tough. That's tough. Anyways, I think I'm fine calling that fixed. I'm fine calling that fixed, even though there was like the obvious bug, but I'm not sure what happened there. Sometimes things happen. So git commit. Let's see. We fix model transform loading. from preset. Click on my name, when did I follow? Oh yeah, let's click on your name. Oh, okay. So I can't move it out of the OBS thing, but I can move the OBS thing down here. Look at that. Started following since July 4th, 2021. Subbed for 2 months though. And look at that, you have a few sub badges. Would you like to be a VIP as well? Would you like to be blocked? How do I VIP you? Sure, VIP. Alright, get ready. Prepare your butt. Prepare your butts. Alright, so VIP grants VIP status to a user. Alright. Insect. Lol. I feel like I offered this to Knock as well, but he didn't want it, so here you go. You are now a VIP of this channel, Insect. Lol. Congratulations. My butt is always prepared. Bonk. The winky face. Oh no. He's too horned up. Take away his VIP status. Anyways, that's pretty neat. So I've solved another bug related to preset loading. Let's see, we have a list here. So, fix model positioning when saving presets. This is done, oh baby. Now we need to add a license display. A license to display, if you will. So, let's see, we have licenses. Yeah. Maybe I don't want to call it just licenses, because it doesn't make it obvious that it's a button you can click on. Oh god, I still feel very nauseous. I don't know why. I blame the air pressure. View licenses, and then we can add something here. So app settings, signal, view licenses. Nothing, and then we want to broadcast, view licenses. And I think the idea here is that I'll probably just create a new pop-up. Maybe not even a pop-up. Maybe it will be a pop-up, I don't know. It should load in properly though, right? So we have the events. There is no data. It's just the events, and then we'll, you know, pop something up. Should it? Should it or should it not? That is the question. But yeah, I mean, it's fairly easy to test, right? So we can click on view licenses, nothing happens because nothing's connected to it. So we'll go into GUI, we'll connect to this thing, look at this, just a long list of connections that we only ever do once, which is nice. So we'll do app, lurking again, but hi. Hello, Alozingy. Very nice to have you here. Already made good progress this stream. I fixed one bug. So we're one step closer to a 1.0 release, and then I can move on with my life. I think what I want to do is create, probably maybe not on stream, I suppose, but like an actual, a Twitch bot. A Twitch bot that integrates with my Discord bot. So I do have a Discord, for those not in the know. And it actually does kind of have some stat tracking. And it has an actual kind of like user, it's not a user interface, but it's very similar to like a terminal like CLI tool, but it just works via Discord instead of like an actual terminal like Bash. And I would like to replicate that functionality in Twitch chat as well. And so that might be kind of neat. So you would have, you know, your traditional Nightbot commands. I actually not too sure what the standard Nightbot commands are. I've never actually checked. On view licenses. But I think it shouldn't be too bad. I actually have no idea what the lurk command does in Nightbot. I could probably look that up, but I'm not going to. So let's see. What we're doing right now is we're creating a just a licenses view, since that is something that we 100% do need. Let's see. Base file pop-up. What is this? Oh, interesting. Base file pop-up. So we can just have like a regular pop-up somewhere else. Oh, so let's do like a. It's one of these control nodes. I know that. And we have pop-up. It's not really like a class for displaying pop-ups with a panel background. Window dialog? No. Class for displaying pop-ups with a panel background. We can try. I'll give it a try. So this is just like the licenses pop-up. And the idea here is that, oh, hold on. Hold on. Well, we'll have all this stuff. How neat. Very nice. It will not, yeah, it will hide by default unless you call a pop-up function, but we're doing it like this for right now, just so that I can view it. So we want to have a scroll container inside of it, full rect, VBox. All right, so this is kind of where the logic gets kind of funky. That's where things get kind of funky, right? So here's what I'm thinking, is that I'll just kind of slap all of the this isn't an element, this is just like a pop-up. Yeah. Alright, you can be here. We'll just slap you into not elements, but just GUI. It's just a GUI thing that happens to exist. Anyways, what was I saying? We're gonna get fancy with it, which is something that you never want to hear when someone is programming. However, that's what we're doing. So we'll go into downloads. Don't look at any of these. Open CFace GD. So there's a few things that we can move around. One, we'll move the UI notes to the docs thing. Let's see. Export presets I should probably actually include, but I won't. Anyways, let's go into export. So we have open CFace folder. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, we'll copy this folder, the licenses folder. Alright, so one, licenses needs to go into resources. Resources, licenses, second licenses folder. And then this licenses folder contains a bunch of text things. So these are the open CFace licenses. So let's get fancy with it. This is open CFace. Right? So this resources folder is kind of what I include along with every single install of this. Because those are just kind of raw text assets that wouldn't make a lot of sense to bundle into a Godot pack file. Well, let's remember to do this. So we have this export configuration, and then inside of resources, we also need to include a dot text file. Anything that's dot text. El perro no drago. The dog no dragon? What? Uwu. Uwu with one smaller eye. Are you like the hermits from 300? Is he a hermit? Remember watching 300 back when that came out? Have you seen 300? That's a good movie. Like, story-wise, it's not very good, but like action-wise, ooh. Oh, hello, Lewis Pro. How are you doing today? Check this out. We have fixed presets, more or less. They should be loading properly now. Oh, actually this part's slightly broken, but ignore that. Oh no. Hold on. I think I've seen that duck before. Yes, it is traditionally the duck that you might see. Hold on, is default from model? Oh, you know what? That's kind of breaking things, I think. This is still broken. Is default from model kind of breaks presets for some reason. I just noticed that. For setting is default for model breaks presets. We'll see you later. I will come by later. Well, I'll be here probably until like 10:30. So, you know, stop by whenever. I'll be here, or you can check out my schedule. And it's been a very long time since I've missed a streaming day, so take it easy. I must go for slumber. All right. Take it easy, Insectlo. Thank you once again for the gifted sub. Your support is always appreciated. Take it easy. Licenses pop up. Don't make that default, do the structured one. There we go. You're welcome, uwu. My welcome what? What about my welcome? And why are you uwooing? Uwooing. Uwooing. Is it? Yeah, you're saying uwooing. It should actually be uwooing, but that just feels wrong. Uwooing. See, saying uwu, if you add an ing to the end of uwu, thank you for correcting yourself. If you add an ing to the end of uwu, how do you pronounce it? Is it uwooing or uwooing? I feel like uwooing is more correct, but it's kind of painful to say. Oh, hello, Nolda Floof. How are you doing today? It's been a good minute since you've been here. Not to call you out. Do you like the enhancements to the stream layout? I don't remember if you've been here for this. Look at this, you can even do something like that. Today, you know, I think you missed the few game development days I've been doing. But now we're back on this BS, which is, look at this. The UI is different, it looks a lot nicer. I'm learning assembly through a Manjaro Linux VM. Manjaro. Not even using pure Arch. I'm somewhat familiar with Manjaro. It's Arch Linux, but with like an actual installer instead of having to do everything yourself, right? I've installed Arch before. I wasn't impressed. I am not touching Arch. It's not hard, you just follow the instructions, right? And especially since you're using a VM, so you don't even have to worry about real software, right? Alright, this is our licenses pop-up. So what we're trying to do. Hey. GUI. But you're learning assembly. Why are you learning assembly? It's not like a... That's not supposed to be like an aggressive question. I'm just curious as to why you would ever want to learn assembly. If you're not doing like, you know, performance critical programming, there's not too much reason why you would need to know assembly, in my opinion. Although maybe I'm crazy. This is licenses pop-up. Licenses pop up. This is a packed scene. So I'm learning assembly because I want to might make an OS, maybe. Bragging rights? Yeah. Let's find the best text editor out there. What is the best text editor? If you don't say Vim, I'm judging you. Vim or VS Code? I'll accept Sublime Text too. Vim? Vim is pretty good. Vim is pretty good. I use Vim a lot in my daily job. But yeah, I think if you're making an OS, you don't really need to know assembly, right? Because like, have you heard of Redux OS? That's an operating system that is, I think, majority written in Rust, not even C. It's not, you know, fully featured just yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there, you know. Oh, hello, eCoder. How are you doing tonight? Who uses Sublime Text? I like Sublime Text. It's just that Sublime Text is kind of old school and it's not open source. Although it does open really fast. It's one of the fastest text editors I've ever used. I used that way back in the day, but you know, VS Code just has more plugins and extensions, right? Vim is great, especially if you have a terminal that's freaking works. Okay, you Windows. Yeah, you know, you can just use git bash, right? It's not the same thing, of course, but it's pretty close. Pretty close. I think Vim's cool. I think I would like to learn Emacs, but the problem is that when you are doing, you know, a lot of server administration, you cannot depend on Emacs being present, since Emacs is a pretty big install compared to Vim, or at least VI. And how do you keep up with a full-time job plus streaming? I'm about to have 2 full-time jobs, actually. Because actually tomorrow, I haven't mentioned this in a little bit, but I have been interviewing for an SDET position. I guess I can't confirm nor deny the company it's for, but they're paying like a California salary, and I guess spoilers, I don't live in California, or they're paying the San Francisco salary since they're based out of San Francisco. So I don't know why people complain about the Linux terminal. I learned it very quickly. Linux terminal, I think the problem with the Linux terminal is that it's very scary, right? Because, you know, if you do something like this, oh, I don't have Tree installed. Where's PowerShell? Where's CMD? Give me CMD. Right, when people think of terminals, they think of something very scary like this. How do you... There we go. And then you know, he's like, oh, geez. Oh, hold on. That failed. Give me some... CD, tree. Oh man, this is... CD. How do I go home? How do you go home in CMD? Windows, you suck. Right, when people think of terminals, they think of like, oh man, hacker voice, we're in. Stop. But yeah, the terminal, it's just a different way of manipulating your PC. Turn it out. What's your new favorite game, by the way? I recently moved to a completely new city to work here. The salary is decent, but it's a huge change. Ooh. Is part of the huge change the time zone? I hate changing time zones. That's probably my least favorite part about pretty much any of that kind of stuff. How do I pop up a pop-up, by the way? Yeah, I think if you're willing to get kind of spicy with it, there's a lot of this is to like kind of eCoder, but also if Nuldafloof, if you're looking for like a job, the job market at least in the US is really hot right now for whatever reason, especially in terms of looking for people who know how to program, or, you know, absent actually knowing how to program, just being able to talk about programming. So if you're interested, I would recommend looking into that kind of stuff. CD one period will just move you to the current directory. You need to do, at least in Bash, you will want to do like a CD and then $sign in order to get the home variable, so CD to your home directory, right? So because home directory is echo home is whatever your home directory is, one of those. CD 1 dot will just bring you to your current directory. CD 2 dots will bring you to the super directory, the parent directory. Favorite game is Soccer Anomaly. Soccer Anomaly, is that a mod? US job market is on fire. Oh baby. Same time zone, but it's 1,600 kilometers west of where I lived. Oof. Sun rises and sets at different times. Yeah, I can see that. I think, isn't it? It's better to live on like the eastern part of a specific time zone. Otherwise, your kind of like internal body clock is all kinds of messed up. Something like that. Licenses pop up. This is what we need. So inside of our ready function, we'll do self. There is no file connected that we need to connect to. Labor shortage, inflation, economy is hanging on by the thread. Not really. The economy is, inflation is off the charts, at least in the US. But the job market is also pretty hot because of several factors. I'm not really an economist, so I'm not super qualified to talk about that. However, the problem is that I think a lot of, you know, in addition to, whatchamacallit, you know, minimum wage workers no longer wanting to work for minimum wage, skilled workers are also not really wanting to work for, or they're not willing to work the ridiculous hours they used to be forced to work. Especially if you worked in an office, you could get, you know, guilt-tripped into, you know, working, you know, 80-hour weeks or whatever. And so that's changing a lot of workplaces. Stalker Anomaly is a mod for the Stalker games. It's actually the mod of a mod, and that mod is a mod of 2 mods. It's mods all the way down. Yeah, they haven't released a new Stalker game in forever. Those games are super old. I should check out Stalker one of these days. Not on stream, of course. I don't stream games. Although, if people are willing to watch, I'd think about it. But for now, I don't want to break my streak of just doing programming streams. Is the game running with the code as is? So I have a few games going, right? So this is what I'm working on right now. So check it out. We have Duck. And I mean, this is what I'm working on, right? So this is not the latest build. Do not turn this off, you dummy. And so we have all these options that are all also instantly responsive, which is a big change to how things used to work for this application. And what I'm working on right now is this view licenses button so that we can have a pop-up, because I do need to display the open source licenses that I'm using. So for one, there's OpenCFace, blah, blah, blah. Do need to display the Godot license, as well as a few other things, because I'm getting really close to 1.0. However, Ecoder, if you want to look at a game that or if you want to check out a game that I was working on previously, let's see, I'm working on something like this. Look at this. We're on a new one, Stalker 2. The original Stalker team, majority of them moved over to work on Metro, what was it? Metro 2033? Yeah, this is the game that I am, I guess, currently working on. So it's a game jam game, right? For Kenny Jam 2021. I thought I had 3 days, but I only had 2 days. The game isn't very good, but I think the idea is good, right? So the idea is that you have MOBA style controls, so it's very League of Legends-esque. And a lot of the stuff is kind of based off of MMO style skill rotations. So you have lots of I guess units, they all have different skills. Some of them are support skills, so like you can see that we generated a tree and that will block the enemy. You have a few teleports or jumps, so you can see that a spearman can jump And then you can also, I think a deliberate design choice is that only your current selected unit can take damage, right? But also, whenever you switch to a different unit, it doesn't instantly jump them to the front of the line. It just gives you control wherever they happen to be. So the interesting part is that you could potentially jump across the screen and then switch to another unit like that to avoid attacks. And then the idea is that you need to fight bosses or mobs of waves of units and optimize your skill rotation for optimal uptime. So you have skills that deal damage, you have mobility skills like this. There's some units that give you like buffs like this. I think this one is a damage buff. It's all kind of described down here since it was a game jam game. I didn't have time to put this in game. Right, something like that. That's the idea. And then you just need to, and there's some skills that reduce cooldown. I forgot if I mentioned that already. So that's what the meat does. And so, you know, you need to optimize uptime to kill things as fast as possible, basically. And then also dodge damage or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. You'll share your assembly hello world in Discord. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh geez, that is assembly. Look at that. We can look at it here. Look at that. I have multiple screens now that I can actually use. Look at that. Oh, and you're using GNOME. Gross. Look at this guy. Oh, and you have the yeah, no, don't worry. My company is the primary sponsor of GNOME. I'm very familiar with it. GNOME is I don't know. I think if I wanted like a Mac style layout, I would just use a Mac. Nah, I think Windows is okay. Have you tried out XFCE? XFCE 4 with the whisker bar? That's pretty good. Yeah, is that, what's Alan Watts? I'm not familiar with Alan Watts. Anyways, yeah, I don't really know what this part is. This is you're moving several things. You spelled length wrong. Let's see. Yeah, looks complicated. Oh, the guy speaking my background music? I don't know what my background music is. I'm just using this kind of free music stuff. I usually play my own music that I compose, but I'm actually on a new system, so I still need to regenerate all my music files because I did not move the hard drive over. Yeah, fun fact, int is equal to interrupt, and it's a comment. Yeah, I know. Well, I feel like I knew what int was, but I'm not super familiar. I do know that semicolon is a comment. I kind of know how to read assembly. I'm not super familiar with it. I'm more familiar with like Game Boy assembly. Because I've at least read up on that. Pop up, centered, screen middle. Yeah, there we go. For heck of a loop. You know that in Lisp, so Lisp style languages, semicolons are also comments. People take some of the speeches and add to electronic music. Alan Watts was kind of a philosopher from the past century. Ooh, one of those philosophical nerds. I'm not familiar. I think philosophy is cool. I wish I took more like philosophy, or I wish I took any philosophy classes in university, but I didn't. On pop-up, hide. As someone who mainly works in C and C sharp. I don't know. The syntax of all this stuff is more or less all the same, in my opinion. I mean, assembly is completely different, I suppose. but I think assembly is just what's the name for it? It's just I think assembly is very close to like a C-style programming, right? Procedural. I came here to drop in, check out. I can't get back to learning. Take it easy. No the foof. Always good to have you here. Goodbye. I wish you luck in learning assembly. Used a lot of C in my past job. Now I'm using PHP, SQL, and JS. Oof. That's a very drastic change, to be sure. Very drastic change. No, you've gone from you know, basically the base level of programming for most people to almost entirely front-end technologies and SQL, I guess. What kind of SQL is it? I'm assuming it's probably MySQL or MariaDB, which is just free and open source MySQL. Read from what's it called? Licenses. Alright, so we need to go to config manager. Oh, this one we do need to do this as well. So pop up, we just want to pop it up, right? Yeah. Pop up. Oh, actually this is all we need to do, right? Because it just pops up and then we just close it afterwards, so it doesn't matter. So now we need to go into our config manager, and I'll just need to read the code for how it works, because I don't remember how it works. The company uses Microsoft SQL Server. Oh, SQL Server? SQL Server is dope. Big fan of SQL Server. Yeah, I think if I had to choose... Yeah, as long as you don't have to pay for it, SQL Server is sick. I love SQL Server. Otherwise, I'll probably use either SQLite or Postgres. And then, I don't know. I hate doing like schema. Do you have to do any of the schema creation? That's my least favorite part about doing any database stuff. Yeah, I find schema construction to be the hardest part about any of that, because I don't know, because whenever I construct schemas, I pretty much just do one mega table and then just slap everything into that. Alright, I think for now we're gonna do this. So if not... well, no, we need to... You can't use this code. This doesn't make sense. I need to open up... Where's the GUI parser stuff? GUI file parser, there we go. So this is our, what's node data? Oh, this is the XML parser. Oh. Okay. So it's like a federal company in my country, so they have huge information systems. Yeah, well, I hear that working in federal places, they do have different contracts where money is pretty much no problem. So, you know, RIP tax dollars. Yeah, lots of regulations, and that's why they tend to use kind of vendored products as opposed to what's the name? Something like that, as opposed to open source, right? Because open source, you don't have any accountability, at least, or it's harder to find accountability. Whereas if you go straight to the vendor, they'll give you their own resources to maintain their own SLA, etc., etc. That's kind of my current job, actually. So that's why I have the kind of time to kind of do my own stuff is because I'm on one of those projects. Like I'm retained because they need resources to do specific stuff, but there's nothing to do. Yeah, Oracle, MySQL, pretty sick. Otherwise, I'll try to use SQLite, which is very disrespected. And I think, as I've recently found out for good reason, is because SQLite does not have, I guess, strict typing. Like you can suggest a type for a SQLite row, or no, SQLite column. However, it's not guaranteed to, you know, be that type. So you can define a column to be like what's the word? You can define a column to be like a float, but if you pass in a string, it'll still probably work, unfortunately. I didn't realize that until I started working with it. I was like, wait a minute. Why are all my why is all my numerical data being stored as a string? And I was, oh, I passed in a string, and it just accepted it. It didn't give me an error. How nice. So load metadata. If not, file. I've not used SQLite outside of academic projects. Yeah, I think that's what I've heard as well, is that most people don't use SQLite outside of like academic projects, but it is really nice if you're writing games and such, right? Because if you know that you have structured data, which I know I do, you can't just, you know, install MySQL on a user's machine. So you do have to bundle in like an in-memory database, or at least some way to store a database from a file. And that's where SQLite really comes in handy, right? Is that it's an in-memory database, or could be an in-memory database, but it is also just really easy to use, right? Because it doesn't require a database daemon to exist. So that is the database I tend to like to use. App manager. Yeah. And you know, I think like I was reading an article, and I've mentioned this a few times before, but it's like apparently SQLite was used, or it was created because a contractor for the United States Navy was trying to, you know, they were trying to, you know, do all that kind of Navy system stuff. But the database that they were using, you know, of course, traditional style database requires a daemon and also worked over like a network. But since it's like a military, you know, military ship, sometimes the database would just go down. So instead of having to try to work around, you know, networking issues and all that, one of the engineers just wrote their own database in memory. And that's how SQLite was started. So it's used in all kinds of applications where you need to store data, and you don't really need to network data. Yeah, I think if you need to share data, SQLite doesn't make sense, but if you just need to store data for your own application and access it, whatever, I think it does make sense. All right. So I have, it's one of these things where I loop through every single config. I forget which one it is though. I know I have this logic somewhere, or I've at least done this before. So I can loop through every single configuration file and then just kind of build a directory of different files. One hell of an engineer. Yeah, They just don't make them like they used to, am I right? I'm not made like they were used to. That's for sure. I think I understand the concept of like ACID transactions or whatever, but probably could not write a database properly. I think I understand like NoSQL databases, right? Like basically like key value pairs, that makes sense. Like Redis, I could probably do Redis. You want me to do like a Postgres? Absolutely not. I have something like this somewhere. I have written code like this before. I need to find it. Is it in Lita? No, it's inside of Godot snippets. So this is what I have in my other monitor. Save data util. This is whoops. Let's see. Yeah, this is what I want. So this is load metadata, and then I just kind of loop through. Or no, hold on. Yeah, something like this. This is what I want. I guess I can just slap it here. Nope. Let's slap it back here. So if not, directory exists. Cannot load. Or, I guess, please visit the main repo to find licenses. Something like that. Yeah, more robust relational DB managers are quite exquisite. They're very complicated. Very complicated. And I think another part about like relational databases, right, is like the queries that they generate are usually going to be like much faster than just, you know, doing a select all and then sorting via code, which is something that I thought was, I didn't actually realize that was a thing. I didn't realize that like letting the DB do the queries is like, you know, magnitudes more efficient than just sorting by code. I suppose that makes sense, right? Is because the database is optimized for sorting things as opposed to, you know, just doing it in Java or Python or whatever. If directory open licenses directory is equal to okay, so we were able to open up the licenses directory, fine, and then this is going to be its, let's see, directory list, directory begin, and then we want to ignore you know, navigationals. Actually, maybe we do want navigational. Well, no, we don't want to. We want to skip navigationals because the navigationals are just, you know, current directory and then double dots. And then we also don't want to look at hidden files because, of course, you never want to look at hidden files. Var file name. I swear I've done this in another thing though. That was a more robust implementation. The file name is not nothing. Then we want to do if file name get, well, let's see, we're just looking for, let's see, we're just looking for directories, or we're looking for files, so we'll need to store, let's see, for file names, right? And this will be some sort of array, and then we'll also have var directory names. Yeah, okay, so this is kind of a search algorithm, right? So we have access inside of the directory class to see whether or not this is a directory or not. So directory, we can do current is directory, right? returns whether the current item processed with the last get next call is a directory. And then remember that we're skipping dot and double dot, which are the, I guess the navigational whatevers. Which makes sense to me. Let's see. So if directory current is directory, then we want to do directory names, append file name, and then we'll want to, you know, recursively do whatever. I'll take care of some stuff if I don't come back. It was nice hanging out here. Take it easy, coder. Appreciate you hanging out. Alright, so we'll do file name is equal to directory get next. Alright. So if the current is a directory, then we'll do that. Otherwise, we can assume that it's just a file name. So file names, append file name. Oh, and then either way, we'll want to call this. So we'll move this to the very bottom. Look at that. It's beautiful. So if directory is open, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll just need to recursively call into ourselves to kind of explore the rest of the directories. So how does this algorithm work? We will probably want to break this out into a private function so that we can search recursively. So this is like, I guess like a search, right? Yeah. So we'll move this over here. What am I doing? We'll grab these, slap these over here. Look at that. Cool. So I can break this out as well. So this is search. Maybe not. Hold on. And you know what? I'll be right back, by the way. I need to use the restroom. So let's duplicate this. This is the AFK scene. AFK. Alright, I do need... We'll do it live. This is the AFK text. Look at that. So AFK BRB. Looks good. Or looking good. Fit to screen. It's beautiful. Alright. I will be right back. And then I also need to turn off my mic. Hold on. So in the AFK screen, we need to turn this off. Goodbye, mic aux. Hello, hello, hello. Is my voice still audible? Is my voice still audible? Is my voice still audible? No, wait. Is my voice still audible now? Is my voice still audible now? It is! How do I turn off my... How do I turn off my mic in this scene? I forget how I did it last time. Hold on. We can figure this out. So let's... How do I duplicate... And then we have a little bit of echo going on. How do I duplicate one of these things? So... I need to use the restroom, but I also need to set up an appropriate screen region. No. Is this the duplicate control? No, this is properties. Add, no. Group, no. Remove, no. Show transitions, no. I don't know. This is audio input capture. And then maybe we just won't use mic dot whatever. So this is my condenser mic. This is audio tech. How do you spell Audio Technica? AT mic. Make source visible. This is one of these. I'm trying to be quiet so I don't blow out the mic. What are the properties? What are the properties? That's fine. I need to start whispering, otherwise it's going to be too loud. I think that's fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. Alright. Is my voice still audible? Is my voice still audible? Even though I turned off mic aux. Alright, goodbye mic aux. Alright. Am I still audible? I am. So I should be audible now. And now I'm gone. Alright, I'll be right back. And we can use the boys' room. Goodbye! Hello, I'm back. We back, boys. Oh. Has the music been echoing? That might be. Big sorry, big sorry. Okay, so here's what we're doing. So we are writing the license logic. So we'll loop through every single directory. And then just kind of create a rolling list of directories that we need to, you know, read. Huh. I wonder. Okay, so it's just the name or of the file or directory. So this we need to do. Oh, so I do need to roll this into its own standalone function. So this is kind of like read or traverse directories, right? And so we need to have, I guess, it's like base directory, which is some sort of string. Oh, that's really it, right? So traverse directory. So, and then there's just a base directory. I'm wondering. What else do we need to do? What else do we need to do? There's a good way of doing this. So I think directory names needs to go away, and instead we'll just slap it here. So this is the directory names. right? And then we'll create a new directory object. So var directory is equal to directory new, right? That's our directory. Then we'll go into, you know, I think we can just do a raw open as well. It's a little scary, but your directory path, the paths should be valid as long as we open them like in the same context, in the same kind of, I guess, thread. Is thread the correct idea? Maybe not. Hard to say. Oh, thank you, Workphone. Much appreciated for pinging me during my stream. Not. So directory open, licenses directory. Or no, it'll just be base directory. Yeah, and then we'll just kind of construct the base directory based off of, you know, whatever recursive function we're calling, right? So if directory open blah 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 is equal to okay, then we'll want to do this logic. Look at that. See, this is the kind of programming I appreciate. So while file name blah blah blah. Yeah, pretty much all of this. So let's just slap this in here. Beautiful. Slap the base, etc., etc. So while file name is nothing, if current is directory, then we'll do directory names, append. All right, so this is where it gets kind of spicy. So we'll do boom, 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 boom. So we'll do a little bit of string formatting here. So it'll be base directory and file name. And then we'll just have to assume that your base directory does not have a / at the end of it. It might, and that would be extremely unfortunate. And then we'll do the same thing for this. So we're appending the same file, more or less. Like this is the load path. So these file names are the load paths. So we can change this. So this is load paths. And then we just have to fix all the errors that occur. So load paths, directory names. We'll probably want to just return all these, and then we can call this recursively. So we'll do something like, instead of doing all of this, we'll comment it out, right? And instead we'll do just traverse directory, licenses directory, right? Does that make sense? And then after that, wait, yeah, so we only need the first check. Actually, what am I doing? We don't even need this, if statement. Hold on, I'm crazy. We just need this. Look at this. So we just need to check to see if the directory exists, and then after that, we'll just call it traverse directory, which kind of implicitly gives you like load paths. It might be better to do this not implicitly, or I guess what is the style of programming called where you modify the containing class? I forget what that's called. Anyways, we'll go into while directory open is okay, or if directory open is okay, and then we'll do just a while loop. We'll loop through, and then we generate the directory names that we then need to traverse. So then we'll do for directory name. Oh, hello, MigMove, software with Godot. Oh yeah, 100% MigMove. So check this out. I mean, this piece of software is made with Godot, and that's actually what I'm working on right now. This is the VTuber face tracker. Look at that. That's a duck. It supports generic 3D models, or they have to be GLTF models, of course, or .vrm, so I can demonstrate that as well. So if you're not familiar with VRM models, they are these. Let me see, I need to find it. Assets. VRM models. Alicia, this is the reference model, it's not my model. Neck is broken, but that's... There we go. Looking good. So it either needs to be a generic GLB model that has bones already set, or it needs to be a VRM model which has certain guarantees, which allows you to, you know, allows me to manipulate this stuff. And of course, since it's open source, you can also write your own scripts. So of course, DuckGD has a few custom things that allow for blinking and all that. Any reason why you're using VS Code for this instead of Godot? So the biggest part is that Godot only allows you to look at one file at a time. And so I think being able to look at multiple files at once is a big one. Additionally, right? So I have a few add-ons that I really like. The big one is to-do highlights. So you can see here that I have a few to-dos. And then also rainbow brackets, which I don't believe Godot currently has. So rainbow brackets is something like this. So it allows you to see the kind of the hierarchy of inner parentheses. So when you get out to be like, you know, really big functions, it's easier to find the, you know, when things start and stop, you know? So that's why I'm using VS Code. Now, I still use the built-in Godot editor from time to time, because I believe the built-in Godot editor is just better for debugging. Like, yeah, you can, I do kind of have, you know, configurations set up. Oh, don't do anything with the configurations. But I do kind of have debug configurations set up for VS Code, but they're just not as good. I feel as, you know, doing all the debugging inside of Godot, right? Because when you do all your debugging inside of Godot, you can also peek at the scene tree at the same time, which is very useful. Whereas if you do it inside of VS Code, you can really only see the current class that you're debugging. I'm a fan of VS Code way more than Godot, but I've heard a lot of stories of the engine crashing after editing the file. Not really. I think if you're using a lot of custom class names, yeah, I can see that. That's kind of why, like, I've kind of, in this big UI rewrite, I've moved away from using custom Godot classes. You can see the tree in VS Code too. Oh, well, the more you know. I don't know. Maybe I should try to configure my VS Code debugging solution better. But this is all done in GDScript. I know the C# one more or less works, but I haven't really investigated it too much. Also, hello, Bumd. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I don't know, but I like VS Code for a multitude of reasons, you know. One, I do use it for like a bunch of other stuff, right? So when I'm doing like Godot Rust, I can just enable, you know, Rust whatever, and then it'll just work. Whereas, you know, the Godot editor does not support Rust stuff. But if I'm working on a very small game or a game jam game, I'll generally just use the Godot editor. Or if I need to make a very small change, I'll just use the Godot editor. But all in all, I feel like for debugging, you should use the Godot editor. For code editing, it depends. You know, the classic consultant, the classic consultant answer is it depends. Oh, and this is incorrect. Oh no. Base directory. Hold on. Is this correct? So we traverse the root licenses directory, and that becomes our base directory. And then directory names that we want to traverse further becomes licenses plus the file name. And then once we recursively call this function once again, it becomes licenses, file name, if we call it again. Yes. Question, let's say I found a physics engine written in Rust. How easy can it be to inject into Godot? So, luckily for you, I kind of have... Well, I don't really have a pre-built solution for you to look at. However, we can go to... one of these. It's one of these. I forget. Is it this one or is it this one? Ooh, April 21st, April 20... It's probably this one. Probably not, actually. No, I think it's... You should look at this one, Dodge the Creeps. So this is an example of using an ECS inside of Godot. So an ECS stands for Entity Component System, which is I guess, a specific design pattern, right? So most game engines out there follow entity component, which is you have entities which have components. Components are data and logic, whereas entity component system is entities have components, systems have entities, where components are just data and systems are just logic. So this is Dodge the Creeps rewritten using Bevy ECS. So if you follow this kind of idea, you should be able to kind of slap in a physics system on top of that. But I think you do need to remember that if you want to use a physics system, if you want to use an outside Rust physics system inside of Godot, I think you do need to interact with the Godot servers instead of trying to use the built-in move and slide functions or add force whatever functions, right? You can no longer use the built-in Godot functions for a lot of stuff. So once you start using outside physics, you're pretty much only using Godot for rendering, which is nice. I mean, because it deploys everywhere, which is nice, you know? And you get the ease of use of using a visual editor for creating UIs, which I think is a plus. So it's a hybrid system, right? I think that's a good use case for using Rust. I think is if you use Rust for your kind of game logic, when I guess like your movement logic, and then you'll use Godot like GD scripts for like your UIs and stuff. And of course you can have them talk to each other as well via some sort of messaging system. So I think the piece of code that I linked, or this repo that I linked, I think the performance is actually roughly the same. So I believe that this is actually just a stress test. It's been a little while since I've looked at this, but I think it's actually just like a rendering stress test. It's not even using Rust physics. It's just using Bevy ECS to control positioning. So you're saying that all the benefits of Bevy ECS are already in place. It's more of an example. So I can walk through it really quick. So you can see here that I'm just using Bevy ECS. I'm not using Bevy, the game engine. And so we have like a few resources. Let's see, where's the good stuff? Yeah, mob movement. Mob movement is entirely handled by the ECS. The FPS is actually about the same. I suspect that since the Dodge the Creeps Godot, Dodge the Creeps is the default kind of like Godot example game. It's very simple, which is why there's not, I think it's actually an FPS decrease, but once you start getting physics involved, it should go faster. Yeah, ECS data management is working from Rust, yeah. So you can kind of see all of this stuff. So you need to register your player, so you have some sort of ID, etc. And we insert some components, so it's a renderable. Mobs have their own velocity and they're also a renderable. Then we have some systems, which is pretty much just mob movement. And we query for renderables and things that also have a velocity. So cool. Okay, I'm being lucky twice. Yeah. And I think you could, if you were to use something like Rapier, you could probably insert that into here. And instead of just manipulating like the velocity of your Godot objects, because I believe how it works, it's been, as previously mentioned, it's been a little while since I've worked on this. Yeah, so if you look at the main.gd, you can see that in, not this one, or is it this one? Yeah, physics process, we have an ECS step function. So ECS is the Rust library that exposes a step function that takes a delta. And that's how I interact with the Rust ECS from Godot. I actually forget how a lot of this works. How do mobs work? Oh yeah, so we have physics process. So your mobs, they adjust their global position based off the main ECS read data function. So this is another kind of Rust call here. So instead of doing this, instead of each entity modifying its position from GD script, you could directly modify the position from your Rust code. Yeah. I think that's something that you could do. But this code just modifies the position from GD script, which is why it's probably a bit slower. But yeah, I mean this is an okay example, I think. Because I haven't seen anyone else do anything like that, so. Because I think the problem with people who want to use GD native is it's not really a problem, but it's just a symptom of how simple Godot is that people think they want performance, but if you wanted performance, you probably would not be going to Godot if you knew what you were doing already. And if you knew what you were doing already, and you still went to Godot, then you probably had a good reason for it. So for me, I somewhat know what I'm doing. But I think the main benefit for me is that it allows me to do whatever I want. A lot easier than... It allows me to do whatever I want, but I don't care about the implementation. Like I'm like simultaneously like very technical and not very technical at all. Which is why Godot is a very good fit for me, in my opinion. The difference between GD script and native performance seems really minuscule. I don't know why they're so important. It depends on what you're doing, right? So I think if you're trying to replace physics, I think if you're trying to replace like a lot of physics interactions, it might not be too much of a benefit. If you're trying to replace some AI logic, you will generally see some like measurable performance increases. Yeah, I think rendering, it doesn't matter, right? Because Godot's render is already in C++, so who cares, right? But if you're what you would use an ECS for is for logic, right? So anything that you write in GD script that isn't calling like an engine function is gonna be much slower than just using, native code. But for most cases, it doesn't matter, right? Like, who cares that you lost 0.0001 milliseconds of performance? Yeah, it just depends on what you're doing. If you're writing AI routines in GD script, it's going to be slow. Because it's going to be a lot of, GD script is interpreted. For path and load paths, so we want to do var, file, and then I suppose also another benefit of using an ECS in Godot is that an ECS is almost entirely data oriented. So it's just a different method of laying out your I guess, your file hierarchy or your kind of dependency, whatever's, right? So an ECS allows you to do more, I guess, kind of game object composition via data, as opposed to having to do it via Godot, which is like strict inheritance, right? So instead of doing lots of things in Godot via inheritance, you can use an ECS, and outside ECS to do things via composition. So you say like, oh, a player has a controller component, a player has a renderable component, a player has a velocity component. Whereas something like, you know, a chair that you cannot sit on, right? You can define that in an ECS as being, oh, this has, you know, a renderable component. This has a position, but that's it. Whereas in Godot, you would probably need to do some sort of inheritance, or even not even any inheritance. You would just have to compose it via nodes. So there's kind of a difference there in how you approach constructing things. Now there are problems with doing things in Rust. Is one, you need to make sure that everything's correct. Rust is harder to write for sure. And then also, I think in ECS, one of the big problems of using an ECS is that you need to make sure, or you need to create all your kind of data points beforehand. Unfortunately, that's one of the big problems, right? You cannot compose something if you don't already have the the components. You need to create the components first and then compose your entities, which makes it kind of hard, right? It makes sense. Yeah, it's just different, right? If you want to go fast, right, just doing strict Godot inheritance makes sense, right? You'll have some redundant code, but it'll work. Whereas if you want something to, you know, expand on in the future, you're basically future-proofing before you know what you have. But if you have a good plan in place, it makes sense to use an ECS. If you know exactly what you want and you know that your idea works, then yeah, you can use an ECS. You'll get some performance increase if you know that you'll have some some expensive calculations that you would be doing in GDScript, but now you can do it in Rust. That's the reason why you do it. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you're doing and how much speed actually matters. I think if you're doing a 2D game, speed doesn't really matter all that often, unless I think you have a lot of AI coroutines that you need to define. Right, if you're just rendering sprites, I think Godot is fine. But if you're trying to do some sort of complex logic where things interact with each other, you might want to look into doing it in a lower level language, right? It's hard to say what your use case will be. I don't know. If I do a particle system, it means 1,000 rigid bodies. Yeah, I think if you're doing like a physics-based particle system, it might make more sense to do it in Rust, depending on how much logic is attached to each particle. You know, I'm not sure how much benefit you would see. I mean, if each particle is just, it's just a particle, it might make more sense to just do it in Godot, right? Because remember that when you're doing Rust to Godot, you do have the overhead of needing to, Rust talking to Godot engine. Oh, very nice, very nice. Hello, Insectlil. Good to see you again. I'm returned. Hello. Welcome back. Alright, so label. I see you are now waifu. Yes. Someone was asking about the program I was working on. So this is one of the you know, this is one of the demonstration models I tend to use. And also, using this model does tend to get people to just randomly click on this. And then they can hear me talk, and that's how I get you. So, wow. This person is 100% catfishing me. However, I do like how they are talking though, so we'll stick around. By the way, Bumd, if you sometimes you'll randomize into the same minion. I don't know if it would actually change your minion or not. If it didn't change it for you, I can. If the command didn't change, I can do it for you, I suppose. Although there is a problem right now. There is a bug. So you can see that there are actually 2 Bumds right now. Both in white shirts. And I think it has to do with how I'm trying to search for whether or not you currently exist. I think it's actually case sensitive, which is a mistake on my part. But I still haven't fixed it. No face reveal. If you want to know what I look like, you can just Google my name plus my like profession. It's not too hard to it's not too hard to find who I am. Right? You know, my real name is just in my description and also on my GitHub. I can duplicate forever? Not really. You can duplicate twice. No, you can duplicate once, depending on how your name is spelled. There's a bug. There's a bug. So labels append, and then we'll also want to do So labels pop-up has a VBox container, and that's where I want to slap all the labels. So we'll do onReady var. This is just the VBox container, and then we'll do one of these. Look at that, Hong Kong. What do you mean Hong Kong? What about Hong Kong? That is where my last name is from. However, I think if you just Google my name with no other supporting information, then yeah, it'll say that I'm from Hong Kong. But my last name is from Hong Kong. However, does it sound like I have a Hong Kong accent? Riddle me this. I'll give you a hint. This is not a Hong Kong accent. Have you seen Admiral Baru's avatar? I have seen his avatar. It's a little weird. It kind of weirds me out. I've not seen his new avatar. Is this his? I've not seen him recently. I've seen his avatar like a month ago, right? It's like the anime girl holding the bear or something. I don't know what that accent sounds like. Anyways, it's basically just I don't know. Yeah, 你好. Sick. Gila. I don't know. I don't really know that many phrases in Cantonese. Yeah. And am I a software specialist? I don't know what that means. I write software. I'm a programmer, more or less. I'm actually my job title is consultant, you know. I think you can find my job. I think I actually mentioned what my job is in my GitHub profile. Panda, I think the one anime girl is so good though. What is Admiral Baru's? What does it look like? Admiral Baru. We can look at it. We can look at it. I don't want to look at their Twitch. Oh, they're on the virtual YouTuber wiki. Look at that. How degenerate. Yeah, I know this one. I actually don't recognize this one though. I recognize something else. Do they have other ones? No? This looks familiar. The Admiral girl holding the bear. Yeah. Look at that. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a bit pandery. in my opinion. I do know that if you want to grow your audience, you do have to pander, but not really. It's not really my thing. If you can believe that, I have a little too much respect for myself, and that's why I'm not making it big. So VBox, call deferred, add child. Add child label. Yeah, there we go. Right. Sweet. This is a recursive function. It loops through the licenses directory, and then we can see here that this is the licenses directory. So licenses open CFace, and we'll grab all of these text files and get them as strings, slap them into a label. I think we need to do a few things to the label as well. So label auto wrap is equal to true. It itches my weeb senses. Add the child. No, we want to free the child, aka we're killing it. Well, I guess we're not killing the child, we're just removing it. We don't want the child anymore. We're child free. r/child free. You know, it's weird though, right? A lot of my friends from high school, or I shouldn't say friends from high school, acquaintances from high school, all have kids now. Even some of the people I went to university with just have kids. That's wild, man. It's wild. I don't want to have kids. Kids scare me. Yeah, well, they don't scare me, but they annoy me to no end. You know, I think if you like kids, you know, congratulations. You're you know, a better person than me. It's not really my thing. Oop. Licenses, resources, licenses does not exist. Please visit the main repo to find licenses. And did that click out of it? I think that's the important part. Yeah, it did. All right, so it's gone. So we can click on this again. Nothing happens. Look at that. But yeah, Bumdi, which I'm assuming that since you're a weeb, what is your favorite anime? Please, I'm so anime deprived. But also, you know, I'm glad I don't watch anime anymore since it's just a huge time sink. I mostly read manga. Let's see. This does not exist for some reason. So resources licenses. So does this need to have one of these? I don't think it needs to have the / at the very end in order to load things. Yeah, see? So inside of app manager, do I create one of these? Yeah, it's res licenses, copy path. Give me this. We'll slap it into here. Huh? What? So that should have worked then. That's weird. So app settings, view licenses. Res resources licenses does not exist. Please visit the main repo to find the licenses. Oh, this should be like directory exists. Directory exists. Oh. There are many, probably, but I mostly found more mature animes like Berserk, JoJo, Ghibli's, and old animes. I've never watched Berserk. I'm familiar with a few JoJo memes. I've watched some Ghibli movies. I've watched more than I think I have. You know one Ghibli movie? So here's a hot take. Apropos of nothing. You know, is it song? What's the Firefly one? Ghibli Firefly. Grave of the Fireflies. You know, have you watched this one, Grave of the Fireflies? It's considered to be a very, very sad story. I didn't actually find this one very sad at all. I found it irritating. It is like, Okay, well, I won't spoil it, but it's supposed to be one of the more sad ones, but I didn't actually find it that sad. I've mostly found it like, you know, it just made me angry. It's like it's not like it's sad, yeah, but it's like there's someone that you can be angry at. So all the sadness was caused by this one person who was being selfish. It's your fault. But the person who's causing the sadness is like ignorant of the responsibility in the sadness. But yeah, I think I recommend you to watch that if you haven't seen it. If you're into Ghibli stuff, I think most people find it to be pretty good. I thought it was okay. You know, it's a World War II movie about some kid and his little sister who have to leave the city because it's being bombed by the Americans. Yeah. I like the Ghibli, pretty much everything about Ghibli though. I like the art style, it's pretty good. Pretty good. So I need to find out why this isn't working. So if not, directory exists. So it's so res. So what if we don't do res? What if we do, too many men keep up. It takes too much time. It does take a lot of time to keep up with watching a lot of anime. That's why I mostly just read anime instead. So if you want to check out my anime or my manga, did I say read anime? What I meant was read manga. Oh, please get this off the screen. What is this? It's absolute degenerate posting something lewd. Oh. Oh, so this is my manga list. Hence I read anime. Please don't read it. Don't read anime, you should read the manga. So I have a long list of things. Oh, actually, this is my anime list, isn't this? Maybe not? I don't know. How about my manga decks? Can you view my manga decks? Updates? I've read a lot of stuff on manga decks. Highly recommended. Because, you know, back when I was doing more, you know, compilation focus activities, aka Java development, I would need to, you know, you need to wait a while for things to load in. So I you know, you have 5 minutes to spare. Let's read a few chapters. There's some good mangas in. There's some good mangas. I think so no Frieren. Yeah, that's a good one. You should read that one if you haven't read it already. It's very good. Yeah, I think it's like I've watched Tokyo Ghoul season 1 and 2, and then I just read the manga, and I'm really glad I did not finish watching the anime for Tokyo Ghoul. Dottori Nagatoro. Wow, what a weeb. What a weeb. Also, I've read that one too. I'm not up to date with it. Look at this, it works. Haha, he's done it. I don't know what changed, but it works. Haha. Look at this. So you click on the view licenses and it just loads the stuff. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. How do I get a pop-up that has the correct stuff inside of it? Like, this is a pop-up panel. Do I need like a pop-up like window dialog? Or just pop-up dialog? Will this give me the correct stuff? I don't know. I mean, that's the this is pop-up dialog. Is this something I want? Will this render correctly? Oh, hold on, this is incorrect. Pop-up, so this needs to be changed to a pop-up dialog. You know, something I learned recently is that dialogue is spelled like this, right? Dialogue. This is actually American English. I didn't realize that. I've always spelled dialogue with the U-E at the very end. Dialogu. Because I thought that's just how dialogue was spelled, but apparently that's British English. Didn't realize. Who knew? This is ugly. Oh, jeez. That's horrible. This doesn't even have the window stuff. Okay, so this gives me this. Okay, so hold on. Let's add a panel container. Slap all of this into here. Now we need to change this node path to point towards this. Same. TBH. IDK, my BFF Jill. Ah! Okay, so this was, what type is this? This is window dialogue. Window dialogue. I had a lot of UK counselors when I was in summer camp. Sometimes I will still sometimes write color to this day. Color, my favorite way of writing color. Yeah, color, armor. That's how I. Whenever I see the British, whatever, the British spelling of, you know, color or armor, I'll do like I'll pronounce it like color, armor, or there's also certain other things. It was like initialize. Yeah, initialize is spelled with an S in British English, or Queen's English, if you will. Whereas in American English, initialize is spelled with a Z. Why did you drop High School of the Dead? Because High School of the Dead is garbage. Oh no. Hold on, this is wrong. Panel contain. Oh, it's because the layout is not full rect. This needs to be full rect. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of like fan service anime. It doesn't really do anything for me. It's just like, yeah. It's cool, I guess. It's not really my thing. You know, if I want to see, if I want to see anime titties, as they say, there are other websites you can go to. Or better yet, you can see 3D ones at various other websites. So take from that what you will. Look at this. This is neat. Look at that. It's art. Yeah. I guess, in the most generous way of putting it, it is art. Yes. It's whatever you want to call it. Sure. I'll let you do what you want, If you're more into 2D than 3D, that's on you. But look at that. So we have our licenses. Oh baby, it works. More or less first try. Now I need to grab the Godot license. So Godot, GitHub. How can you give Akira a 6? Akira, not too good. Not too good. I didn't like Akira when I watched it. I thought it was, it's like, I don't know. Maybe I should watch it again, but when did I give it a 6? I remember Akira being okay. I wasn't blown away by it. When did I give it that rating? Oh, I have no idea. There's no. Yeah, I remember the animation being pretty good, but I'm not really, I don't really focus too much on the animation. That might be a hot take. It's a masterpiece. I don't know. I think the message. I tend to focus more on the story when I watch anime, right? Like the art is cool, but I think the reason why I think anime is interesting is that it's the way that they tell stories in anime is very different from how stories are told in, like, you know, Western movies and whatever. Which I think is interesting, and that's also why I stopped watching animes, because now I'm just used to it. It doesn't really do anything for me anymore. And if you're casual and watching after 25 years, that can happen. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what did I give Evangelion? I'm actually interested. Let's go back to this. Oh no, anime. No, why would you do this? Get it off the screen. What did I give Eva? That's planning. Oh, I gave Evangelion a 6 as well. You know what? That's fair. Evangelion's a 6. I think did I give a reasoning for this? Yeah, the pacing's bad. Main character's bad. And Evangelion, that's a 7. Steins Gate, that's an 8. You know what? I think I would probably give Steins Gate like a 9 nowadays. Madoka Magica, that's definitely a 7. I don't know though. Maybe I would think differently if I rewatched it. But at the time, I was like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Actually, what did I give? What are my ratings for a lot of these? It's been so long since I've looked at it. What did I give 10s? Oh geez, completed. Oh yeah, this one, Henkei Shoujo, that's pretty good. 10 out of 10. Because these are like 3-minute like clips. I think you can find Henkei Shoujo on YouTube. I would highly recommend watching that. Jinro, that's a 10 out of 10. Easy. This one is, what's the English name for this again? What is the English name for this? I'm blanking on it. What's the English name? Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell, 10 out of 10. Easy. Angel Beats, that's a 9. Death Parade, underrated, 9. Fate Zero, 9. Psychopaths, 9. What was this one? 9. Shelter is an... Shelter is like an ONA. That's also a 9. Shokugeki no Soma Season 1, 9. Steins Gates, 9. But this one was a 9. This one, 9. Angel Beats, 9. Some 6s are not. Yeah, I think I have a kind of a weird opinion on older animes. I think it's interesting to watch older shows to see how they kind of influence newer shows, right? Because it's pretty clear to see the influence, right? It's like, ooh, this is like a mecha, but it's like, it's a mech anime, but it's kind of weird. And it's like, oh, but that's kind of what Evangelion is. So you need to differentiate yourself from Evangelion, otherwise you're just a 6. So Akira, isn't Akira is like a, it's like a future thing, but he like kind of merges with the machine and all that, and it's all kinds of stuff. I don't know. Akira isn't really a mecha anime. Akira is more of like a weird Dragon Ball Z. I have not watched Dragon Ball Z all the way through, which is why I have not given it a rating. Oh, you know what? I can just copy the... What am I doing? Just trying to grab things from the the repo. Let's just do copy Godot license, and we'll copy it to resources, licenses. And this will be, we'll copy it to Godot.text. Right? And then when we go into the editor here, we can see app settings, view licenses. Look at that. Haha. Oh, you know what? I need to create another label just for the license name, not just the text. Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. So this is the bar title label, right? And this will be its own thing. Who cares? Yeah, I don't know. I think for any anime on my Annie list that doesn't have like kind of a comment next to it, that's more of a, that's like 2015 or earlier, where I just gave it a number. Anything after that, I tend to give it like an explanation as to why I gave it that score. So I think it might be fair. It probably is fair for me to go back and rewatch anything that doesn't have an explanation. Title label dot text is equal to path dot how do you get the file name? File name. So path as string gets file. Yeah. And then we can get base name. There we go. Path, get file, get base name, and then we'll just add this as well. I'm not sure why we're appending these to label, so we can get rid of this. Right, since these will just all be queue-freed anyways, whenever we, you know, call pop-up hide. I think that's fine. So let's do this. Should work whenever we view licenses. Nope. All right, what's inside of the pop-up? So we have our licenses pop-up, VBox container. I want to start on the Fate series, but it's too complicated. Well, I mean, here's the watch order that I would recommend, is you would start with Fate 0. You start with Fate 0, that's a good one. Then you watch Fate's Unlimited Blade Works, and that's pretty much it. I don't know. I just watch them chronologically. There is like a proper watch order, but I don't really care. Fate 0, very good. Fate Unlimited Blade Works, very good. Fate Stay Night, super garbage. I think that's listed as dropped in my rankings. So I don't know. I think if you can kind of tell from my kind of anime ratings is that if the main character is annoying, I will probably give the show a bad score. Alright, there we go. So this is Godot. D-show capture, blah blah blah. And we'll just keep scrolling down. How nice. Look at that. This should probably be a bit bigger, but who cares, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I think this will work. So I'm using Godot, and then there's also another license I need to copy into here. Or there's a few other licenses that I need to copy into here. So we go into add-ons. So what do we have? We have Godot MTune shader. So what's inside of Godot MTune shader? Is there a license? No license. I believe that's fine though, as long as VRM, I include that license. There's no license, all right. So let's see, Godot VRM. Godot VRM. So this is the VRM loading library that I'm using for OpenCPH GD. There is a license, I just don't have it for whatever reason. Oh, it's because I grabbed just the add-on, okay. So VRM samples, oh, because I do need to include those as well. My eyes, So we'll go into, let's Vim license, well, no, not license. Resources, licenses. How is this named? Lowercase, Godot vrm.text. Just slap this into here. So that's Godot VRM. What else do we want? What else do we even use inside of addons.gd? Oh, you know what? There's a few other things. I shouldn't stop here, right? So I think I do include, instead of assets, VRM models. Oh, no, I don't. You know what? Let's grab the VRM specification models as well. Where is it? Get rid of this. This is dodge decrease, so we're not using this. This is VRM specification. So we'll grab this. I believe that in 0.0 it just has the... No, it doesn't. Where is it? I need their license. Uni VRM assets. There's an example somewhere. Samples. Where's their Alicia model? Godot VRM 1.5 explain. I didn't find it very funny. I didn't find it very funny. So if One Punch Man, I feel like the entire thing about One Punch Man is that it's a, you know, it's a subversion of, you know, how these kind of superhuman things or superhuman shows kind of work, right? But it's played humorously. It's played for laughs, which I get, you know? It's like, oh, he's so powerful, he doesn't have to care. But it's, I don't know, I just didn't find it funny. It's just not my kind of humor, so that's a 5 for me, dog. Like, it's not bad. I just found it kind of boring. Oh yeah, he's punching things. I get it. He's so powerful, but like, where's the story? I'm here for the story. That's also why you kind of see, like, I don't really watch too many comedy anime, right? I'm mostly just here for the story. Where's the VRM specific? VRM Alicia. This is web project test models. Okay, Uni VRM. So I need to grab their license as well. Well, you know what? I'm gonna use their license. Congratulations. Welcome to being a license. Vim, resources, licenses. This is... Hold on, we need to grab this one first. .text. And then we'll just slap this into here. Look at that. Look at that. And I think I do need to include my own license into here. Hold on. So we'll go... True, voice acting and drawings alone, 5+ alone, it's a 5. It elevates it from like a 1 to a 5. So I mostly, when I give out scores for at least like my personal stuff, it's more of, you know, we start from 0 and then I just add numbers as we go along. You know, I don't start from 10 and take things away. It's more of, I start from 0 and give you things as I guess, enjoy the show. Now, if I don't enjoy the show, then guess what? It's not gonna be very good. At least for the whatevers, the rating. Because OpenCPaste has its own thing. So this needs to be renamed to OpenCPaste.text, OpenCPasteGD.text. And so if we start the application now, let's see, there we go. So we have Godot VRM, Alicia Solid, Godot, blah blah blah, MIT, OpenCPHGD, copyright Timothy Yuan. Yeah, see, there we go. Look at that. That's actually pretty neat. That's pretty neat. So you can view the licenses. There's a lot of them, but who cares? Look at that. I mean, there's no way to, I guess, search, but it's there. So I have satisfied the requirements for showing a license. So that's good. So git add all, git rm UI design nodes.paint.net file, git commit add license display. Just push that straight to master. Look at that. What else do we need to do? So we need to do add interpolation for mouth and blinking. So that's still in progress. So how do we want to do this? Ha 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 ha. You know what? I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom again. My bladder. Why have you forsaken me in my time of need? BRB. Hello, I'm back. I recommend Hellsing Ultimate and Berserk for you. You know, I hear that Berserk is pretty good, but that's more of a... Well, the Berserk anime is bad, but you should read the... I hear that I should read the Berserk manga. So that is on my list. I think it does sound interesting, right? I have watched several video essays on why you should read Berserk. Hellsing Ultimate, I've watched. Are you familiar with Team 4-Star? So there's like Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. I've watched this all the way through. Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, 10 out of 10. That's Hellsing Ultimate, 10 out of 10. Very, very good. I would highly recommend watching that. And that interpolation for mouth and blinking. Original remake is good, done at like 90s. I don't mind 90s anime. Isn't Berserk? I want to say Berserk is on my to watch list, or is it not? What's on my? Get out of here! It's horny. Yeah, manga continues the story, anime stops. Yeah, didn't the author die? Yeah, I think. Oh, I should probably watch. I should put Goblin Slayer as like a probably like a a 5, honestly. I stopped watching this because I got bored. Fate Extra, that's like a 4, because I got extremely bored. I don't even remember B the beginning. When did I start watching this? Death Note? Death Note season, I think the first half of Death Note I would give like a 9 or a 10. The second half of Death Note is just like that's like a 5, which is why I gave it a 7. Right? That's my reasoning for Death Note being a 7. It's like the first half very, very good, the second half very, very bad, or it's not very, very bad, it's just mediocre. Which I don't know. Toradora, am I rewatching that? I don't know when I changed that to rewatching. Anyways. Oh yeah, the list is long. I just don't have enough time to do all that kind of stuff, right? Because, you know, I have like a real job that I mostly just need to appear online for and respond to to messages. You know, I work on all this other stuff, you know, streaming. I pretty much work on all my game stuff on stream, except on like, I guess Fridays and Saturdays, which I don't. Mondays I play video games, not on stream. Oh geez, I'm sorry for hitting the table. So what we need to do here is interpolation data. What do you play? What do I play? I think right now I'm trying to finish up YS9 or YS9. Here's how you spell it: is YSIX YS9. You know, if you want like a good game recommendation, I would recommend playing YS Origin. That's very good. You can play this on, you can get pretty cheap on Steam, and then also YS, is it YS4? Is it YS4? Is this Celsitia? No, Celsitia is 3. What's Oath and Felghana? Is this? Oh, this is YS3. Yo, YS Origin, which is YS0 basically. Then, so you should play 0, 1, 2, and 3. Those are all very good games. 1 and 2 are kind of weird. They're very old school. YS0, very good. YS3, Oath and Felghana, probably has the best boss fight in any kind of retro action game I've ever played. If only because it's like, it got me, dude. It got me. The AI outsmarted me. This is one of the few games where I had to look up a guide because I was just like, I have no idea. I'm getting outplayed by the AI every single time. I play a lot of Genshin actually. I've invested more than I would like to admit into Genshin. In fact, you know, Raiden, the Shogun, 10 out of 10 waifu. No, I think I've pulled for all of the cryo DPSs, and I have them all. Because I don't know, cryo is very good. I like using cryo in Electro, even though Electro is the weakest, 100%. Not a huge fan of Pyro, even though Pyro I think has the best reactions, elemental reactions. No, I like games like Genshin is fun because I like the exploration aspect. That's also why I like Breath of the Wild, because I just like wandering around and doing stuff. Guild Wars 2, which is almost in the same vein. Like I don't do like, you know, raids or whatever. I'll do open world stuff, and I just like to wander around and do stuff. Those are my favorite types of games. It's just, you can do stuff. But I don't know. Far Cry is different for me though. I don't really like playing Far Cries. I played Far Cry 4, Far Cry 5. Not really into those. I played Far Cry 2 as well, but that's clunky. Not a huge fan of Far Cry 2. All right, so this is these are the blinking animations. So right now what we're working on is interpolation. So you can kind of see here, when I open and close my mouth, it kind of looks jittery because it's actually mapping the values 1 to 1 for every single value, right? So, but however, the model movement is super smooth because that's being interpolated, right? Because I'm actually only capturing at 12 frames per second. So I need to add the interpolation for the mouth movement. So it kind of slides from one value to another. And also interpolation for blinking for both eyes. So it kind of slides from one value to another. I've only played Overwatch sometimes. I burned out on Overwatch super hard. I burned out so hard in Overwatch. Like back when Overwatch first released, I spent like in the first week, I got like 100 hours in. Because you know my friends and I in school would just stayed up all night playing Overwatch. That was a fun game. Oh man. Yeah, Junkrat. I played offensive Junkrat. So what you would do is you would just run into the enemy line. Kind of you drop your E so you can bounce over the shields and whatever, and then just go to town. So try to bounce up onto a rooftop behind them. So I play a really aggressive Junkrat. I play who's the jetpack lady? And then I played just pretty much all the supports. Tracer, playing Tracer is also pretty fun. Big fan of Tracer. I was very bad at McCree. that's the one I couldn't really play. Fair. Who's the sniper? Who's the healing sniper lady? She was a lot of fun too. That was pretty much my main in ranked. As I would either play Ana, or I would play a tank. So Reinhardt, very good. Diva, very good. I like playing Diva. But Diva's not really like a main tank. Diva's like a sub tank. I know that they have changed rank recently, but I'm not super up to date on that. Yeah, I quit after a little after Ana was released. But I like playing Ana. You know, you have the you have the overcharge. That's fun. You know, you don't have to hit headshots. Your shots will do the same damage all over. So that's pretty much perfect for me since I'm very bad at scoring headshots. Very good at scoring body shots. Which is also why I like playing tanks. You know, I don't really have the kind of twitch reflexes to do I'm very bad at twitch reflexes. However, I think the kind of strategy around it, that's kind of more my bag, baby. So, you know. Let's play Factorio, sometimes get itches to play. I only find Factorio fun to play when I'm playing with like other people, right? Because when I'm playing Factorio, I'm more of a, you know, like I like to set up like the resource lines. But when we're talking about like optimizing resource lines, I'm like, oh, man, I don't care about optimizing manufacturing. I like, yeah, just tell me, you know, how you want me to build it, and I will build up the extractors and like the kind of, I guess the resource choke points. But efficiency, that's not really my thing. Which is, you know, that's true enough. It's the same as in programming as it is in video games. You know, that's kind of how I play Minecraft as well. You know, like, well, I'll build stuff, but what I mostly like doing is just walking in a straight line. You know, we'll build out outposts every now and then, and then I like to make my way back, and then just kind of see like, oh, there's the outpost I built like About like a day ago. I can remember that. Let's keep going. You know, that's kind of my playstyle. I'd probably like Valheim. Yeah, I probably would. I've never played it though. Never played it. Let's see. I think I will. I've seen some people stream it before. It kind of just looks like your standard survival game though. But maybe it's nice. I have no idea. Where's my interpolation data? Don't I have interpolation data? Yeah, there's the interpolation data. So we need to set several things. Oh, update values. We need to set all of these things here. I think the next game on my list to play is probably Mass Effect Andromeda. Because I liked playing through all the Mass Effects. I played through Mass Effect 1 and 2 twice, and then Mass Effect 3 once. Yeah, I thought Mass Effect 3 was very disappointing. It was still okay. I hear Andromeda was bad. But I think with I heard with the patches it's a lot better now. I don't really know though, you know. Never played it. I did get it on sale on PS4, so it's there. That's the worst Mass Effect? Yeah, probably. I heard if you don't pay attention to the story at all, which is pretty much what you would play Mass Effect for. But if you don't pay attention to the story at all, it's not bad. So, we'll see. I mean, I have the game, so it's like, I might as well play it, right? I'm invested in the story. I like the Mass Effect universe. I just wish they didn't, like, absolutely just, I don't know, just trash it. Well, that's how it goes sometimes with big companies, right? You don't really have a say in what they do with it. Well, I mean that with anything that you people do, right? P last updated. Okay, so we'll do target left eye blink is equal to P. Target left eye blink. Target right eye blink is equal to P. Target right eye blink, and then target mouth movement is equal to P. Target. Give me this. Yes. EA is trash. Yeah, I think they've gotten better recently, but I'm not super aware how much better they've gotten. You know, back in the day, you know, I remember being like super peeved about how they, you know, they did my favorite game studio, Westwood. They shut them down. Ugh, you know, Red Alert games, very good. You know, the Tiberium games, very good. Or at least like Tiberium Sun and then Tiberium Firestorm. Those the two Tiberium games I played. I like those a lot. You know, Red Alert 2, also very good. Red Alert 3 is kind of trash. But I don't know, like Red Alerts, or is it Red Alert Renegade or is it Tiberium Renegade? Tiberium Renegade. No, is it Red Alert Renegade? Is it Renegade? Command and Conquer Renegade. Yeah, this game was sick. I actually really like the idea of Command and Conquer Renegade, right? Because it's like the multiplayer was like, you know, as if you were like the individual units in like the Red Alert series, right? So you still have structures that have health, but you are like a person that can walk in and out of the structure, and then you can destroy enemy structures, which is really cool. Oh man, that was a fun game. The multiplayer was a lot of fun. And then you would just run around and then, you know, mixed whatever. So you had like tanks, you had airplanes, helicopters, whatever. It's like World of Warcraft? No, it's a first-person shooter. It's like, you can think of it like an early Battlefield game. Except, you know, it had like destructible structures, and that was actually like the point of the game, right? You either you count down all the enemy respawn tickets, or you destroy all of their structures, which is really cool. When you get hyped for being an individual orc in Warcraft 3, no. It's a first-person shooter, but like, I guess you still have like the meta game of like an RTS, which is really cool. Or it's not really like an RTS, but you still have the structures like an RTS, right? So it's one of the first games to do like destructible buildings, even though like the buildings don't really like get destroyed. But if you destroy like the barracks, you lose access to certain classes, etc. But really what happened is that you would just everything would get bogged down into just like tank battles. So you would just have engineers behind the tanks, and then you would have just tanks just firing at each other from across the map. And then you would just have the occasional infiltrator try to like sneak behind everyone and kill all the engineers, or sometimes try to like sap your you know, your defensive structures. I know why the game died. It wasn't that good, but it's still I don't know. I just liked it, you know. It's one of those games I played in my formative years. But I played World of Warcraft for a little bit, not too long, so I don't really have an informed opinion about that. Can't really talk about it. I think it's okay. That's what I can say. Like it's like you can think of it like it's like watching an old anime, right? You can see what newer games have taken from World of Warcraft and try to make their own, right? But in the end, it's kind of hard to get away from just the, you know, the purity of World of Warcraft. In like the same way, right? Kind of like when you're watching anime or you're talking about anime, it's hard to talk about mecha anime that isn't mecha anime, right? Without talking about Evangelion. Right? So like when I was watching Darling and the Franxx, I was like, this is just Evangelion, isn't it? Like it's mech battles without the emphasis on mech battles, which is Evangelion, basically. Everything else is like interpersonal, like, oh, I'm very sad. Oh, like, oh, I'm a horny teenager. Which is what Darling and the Franxx was. Made me very uncomfortable. I'm like a grown adult. I feel like I shouldn't be, probably should not be watching this. Am I on a list now? I don't know. Left eye blink. Let's see. Target. Left eye blink. Times our damp modifier. App manager. CM current model config interpolation rates. Who wrote this? I wrote this. Last left eye blink is equal to result. So this is pretty much what we want to do for right eye blink as well. Oh, hello. Oh boy, there are worse. Music too loud, by the way. Is the music too loud? I'm sorry. We can turn it down a little bit. Although, when I was listening to it like this, so I have my monitor. Yeah, it's alright, right? Yeah, I think that's okay. That's okay. Could be, we'll turn it down a little bit. We'll turn it down a little bit. Maybe if you're like listening from a phone, it's pretty bad. But listening from a computer, it doesn't sound too bad. Especially since I'm either like constantly talking or not talking at all. However, I do try to keep a constant stream of stream of consciousness going, as they say. Oh no, we can't lerp this, by the way. Oh no. Float. Ah. Wait, what? Oh, now we need to duck type it. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for the heads up, yellow V. What are your opinions on whatever we were talking about? I don't know. I sometimes I get the feedback that the background music is too loud, but I don't know. I mean, it sounds about right to me. If you want to see horny teenagers in anime, go check out Shinsekai Yori. So Sekai World. Shinsekai to omoimasu. I don't know. Oh, please get this off the screen. Okay. Is this on my list? All right, so we can search. Oh, please. I clicked it. Let's search. Shinsekai Yori. Is this a Yuri? What is this? You always have to do it off screen just in case. What is this? I feel like I've seen this before. Did I heart this? I don't think I hearted this. No, don't add it to my favorites. I don't recognize it. Don't really want to watch horny teenager anime. Very sorry. That's not really my thing, baby. And the fact that this is on one of the things kind of freaks me out. What is this? Squealer? And his Japanese name is Squeera. Squeera. Very good. It's a good score though. Coolest character? Absolutely not. You have that character in addition to being like labeled as a horny teenager show. I'm not sure if I want to be there. I don't know. Well, I think for one thing, not really a horny teenager anymore. I've already been through that phase in my life. Now I'm more of just like a, normal adult male who is, I suppose, less horny than normal, but I don't know. That might just be me. I think I've watched this, but I have terrible memory. I have not watched it. You know what you should watch? Let's open it back up again, and oh no, it's horny. You should watch this one. This one was just bizarre. This is also a Korean one. It's one episode. It's just one of the most bizarre things I've ever watched. What I remember from what I remember of it, it's everyone is constipated, and they're all fighting over laxatives. It's so weird. I remember watching. I was just, am I like? I don't remember like smoking before these. Show me your top 10. All right, get ready from the top 10. If we're just gonna completely get distracted. So here are my top 10. There's Henkei Shoujo, 10 out of 10. These are like all like 3-minute episodes of just girls turning into like random objects. Jinro the Wolf Brigade, 10 out of 10. I think I've rewatched this like 4 times. And every time I'm like, man, this is good. This is good. This is Ghost in the Shell. Very good. 10 out of 10. Angel Beats, that's a 9 out of 10. Very good. Death Parade, 9 out of 10. Underrated. Fate Zero, 9 out of 10, very good. Psychopaths, 9 out of 10, very good. I forget which of this is Howl's. This is not Howl's Moving Castle. This is the other one, but very good. I've watched this one many times as well. But this is like I watched this many times when I was younger. Shelter. This is not even like an anime. This is just like a music video. Shokugeki no Soma, 9 out of 10. I don't know. I mean, here's my Annie list. You can just look at it for yourself and then judge me. Writing a program to rewrite my anime with a Ford Johnson algorithm. Please don't talk about your Johnson in chat. That's pretty lewd, IMO. Merge insertion. Something about Johnsons and insertions, am I right? Anyways. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Least comparison actions? I don't know. I don't really do comparison algorithms. You know how I do, I don't know, the best kind of sorting algorithms I do are like binary search. That's about it. I guess actually that's not even a sorting algorithm, that's just binary search. You know, I'm like barely, yeah, I wouldn't even consider myself like a computer science person, right? I'm just like a programmer. I know how things work. How exactly they work, I do not care. As long as they work. You know what I'm saying? You get presented with 2 animes, and you pick the better one, repeat 400 times, that's my plan. You know, that's basically binary search, isn't it? I don't know. But yeah, what I'm working on is this program right here. This is free and open source, MIT license. You can find this under the name OpenCPage GD on my GitHub. This is not the version that's currently released, but what I'm trying to do is, you know, fix this up, trying to fix a bunch of bugs, and then we will have another release. Hopefully we can call that a 1.0. Yeah, usually I stream with a duck avatar, which is why all my emotes are ducks, but I think someone was asking about, you know, how things looked, and I was like, you know what, we can show off what this can do, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm using the anime girl. At how many polys does it crash? I don't know. I mean, let's see. So if we go to users, these nuts, Godot, entities. Oh, I don't have any of the local models. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. I don't know. I think since I don't have any like super high poly model, you know what? Do you want to go on an adventure? Let's go to Sketchfab. Sketchfab. Log in. Please don't display my password. Oh, let's not type in my password live on stream. So I know that I've tested it before with 10,000 polys, or 10,000 tries at least. But I think a lot of it kind of depends on your system. So I'm actually not sure how many polys this model has, but this is like a standard VRM model. I could probably import it into Blender and see how many polys it has. Alright, don't sign up. Oh no, this needs like a Twitter login. Get out of here. Sketchfab, please. Twitter. Yeah, but I don't know. I've tested this. So on my old computer that had a 2060, it could run 100,000 triangles at about 5 frames per second. So I don't think it'll crash. It'll just be really, really slow, right? But I can see if I can find like a really high poly model that is already rigged. So let me see. Is this one rigged? I don't know if this one is rigged. Yeah, this probably is not rigged. But that's I know this one is rigged, more or less. Look at this. Just look for VR chat avatars. Absolutely not. This is 16,000 triangles, so we can download a 3D model. We do need to use GLTF. That's the kind of first requirement, is that it needs to be GLTF. Otherwise, I cannot load it at runtime. You would need to re-export, or you would need to go into Godot and re-export it. But I'm pretty sure this one would work. Super. Yeah, exactly. Super. Yeah, I mean, this is actually the model I usually use. Oh god, my look at that. I'm a rubber duck, and we can do various faces as well just by pressing numbers. Hello. Thank you, anonymous chatter, for the follow. Much appreciated. You have not spoken in chat yet, thus I will not out you. But just know that your follow has been noticed. Ooh. Anyways, we can load in the Shuba. So we'll go into model, load model, go into users, these. Oh, you know, talking about loading models. Have you ever been to SawCon? If you're into anime? D's not. Alright. You got me. I tried. I tried. Sometimes it works. Alright, will I be able to load this in, by the way? Nope, it broke. Alright, so that doesn't work. We tried. Oh, geez. Yeah, probably, no. I think the charm in this animation is that it's really, really simple, right? Ooh. Whereas, you know, this is a VRM model, which is, I think this is actually what a lot of VTubers generally use. Let me see, I need to... It's not picking up my eyes correctly, hold on. Stare straight at the camera. There we go. Hold on. We can do this. So we go into Blender. Open up Blender. Ooh. Wait for it. So we can load in whatever kind of models we want. Oh no. This is search. Select with. Right. Theme Blender Dark. Yes. Next. There we go. And so we'll want to open this model. Downloads. Not Lua. Oh no. Then we'll go into import one of these. We'll go into downloads, scenes GLTF, and we should be able to look at that. Oh baby. So I believe that this is actually way too big. How does tracking work with it with your app? So it uses, so you can see here that it's called OpenCFace GD. So the original application is called OpenCFace, which is released under BSD license, I think. So OpenCFace, yeah, Amelia VT. So what I've actually been working on this stream, and oh no, hold on. I can't show it off because I don't have enough information to show. Or I broke it right now. But yeah, it uses OpenCFace for the face tracker. However, there is someone else who's working on using, I think it's called iFacial mocap. Yeah, someone is working on adding iFacial mocap as a tracking backend. And after I get this application to a 1.0 release, I'm going to be working on integrating Google's media pipe into the application as well. So, oh, thank you, anonymous viewer, for the follow as well. So media pipe allows for hand tracking as well, which would be really cool. Because right now OpenCFace only does face tracking, head tracking. and also pupil tracking, which is why you can kind of see the pupils move around left and right, right? Google has a little sad face tracking. Well, so Google, like Android face tracking isn't that great, but if you use, you can look up media pipe. So there's a few actual like VRM, like VTuber rigging setups that use media pipe JS, right? Which doesn't support pupil tracking, but it does work in your browser. There's someone who did an in-browser version of media pipe, like VTuber stuff. So the only thing that's really missing is like pupil tracking, which is, I think it's actually fairly important to, and pupil tracking is just iris tracking here. So what I would be working on is, you know, compiling C++, and we'll compile it back into the engine since Godot is also open source and written in C++ and has a good C++ interface. But yeah, I mean, 3D stuff is the only reason why I like to have an iPhone. Well, with this application that I'm working on now, all you would need is an okay webcam. So, anyways, let's see. We can export this as a bundled GLB. So we'll just call this untitled. Who cares? And then we can go here. This is my, I guess the exported one. It's not the editor build. This is the release build that I'm just kind of dog fooding myself, you know? So this model was 16,000 triangles. So let's see, we'll go into downloads, Uzora Subaru, untitled GLB. Wait for it. Oh geez, we're so big. I think we're still too big. I think we're still too big. I think, yeah, we're just way too big. Hold on. We'll break my neck. That's a good one. So let's see, we'll select all. Just make it very tiny. There we go. And then we can also get rid of all of this stuff as well. Delete. Delete. And then export. Better face tracking and later sensor for scanning in the environment. Oh, you know, if you're just trying to, you know, get some face tracking done so that you can, you know, re-export via OBS to a virtual camera so that you can do some sort of, you know, fancy Zoom calls or whatever, I think this is enough, right? I don't know. Like, I don't know what your use case is. I'm interested. What would you want to use this for? I'm open to feature requests if you are, you know, if you have an idea. I cannot guarantee I'll immediately work on it, but, you know. Oh, geez. Let me scroll out. Scroll out. Keep scrolling out. It's so big. Why is this model so big? What the heck? Alright, hold on. Blow me back to the duck. Break my neck. So untitled, send it. Alright, I do want to demonstrate that you can just download random models, more or less, and with a very tiny amount of tweaking, you should be able to load it into my program, because that is one of the things I was working on, is just, it should work with very little tweaking by itself. Alright, there we go. No. Okay. Okay. Now it's too far away. There we go. It's so. Maybe I need to delete the config file. Anyways, we have the head underscore 016. So this is head underscore 016. Should work. Maybe. No. Head underscore 016. So it's not tracking. It was working at some point. I did have this working at some point. I think I must have broken something. So this is the head bone. You can see here that we're starting to track this. Maybe it's not taking it for whatever reason. I don't know. Very sad. I'll need to investigate this later. It was working before. Yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of hard for me to figure out. Apologies. If I had known, I would have prepared something, but I didn't. I like messing around with Blender and VTuber, and VTubers are interesting to me. LiDAR, scanning real life into Blender. iPhone Face ID tracking some of our best on the market. Face tracking in phones. I guess. So, I mean, as mentioned previously, I mean, someone is working on it. I'm just not. You know, I'm trying to stabilize the application before we start adding more and more stuff, you know? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, are we there yet? Not quite, but we're getting close. You can track more features and more reliably just by having more sensors. Yeah. And also because you're offloading the tracking to like an external device, you don't really need to worry about, like, I guess your processor utilization when you're tracking, you know, just on Windows. It's a difference of stuffs. The notch exists for a reason. Yeah. I mean, you know, as mentioned, someone else is working on their own implementation. So if you're interested, I think you can look at their branch and see what's going up with that, or going on with that. How am I doing? Eye movement, by the way. Custom updates. So data, left eye open, blink threshold. Oh, that's tough, actually. But, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, I have this application. You can kind of see it's already a little buggy. So I'm trying to hold off on adding too many new features. Because, you know, I think the common fallacy in you know, in programming environments is thinking that the more developers you have working on a project, I guess the more stable, or the faster that the project will, you know, I guess evolve. Which is half true, right? The project will change quicker with more developers. But more developers also means more bugs. So, and then, you know, adding more features also adds more bugs. That's what I'm trying to mostly just do bug squashing at this point. Alright, so we don't have any stored offsets, but we don't have any values to do anything here either. What if we do open see? I see you loved Tokyo Ghoul second season. What did I give Tokyo Ghoul second season? Do you have a link? You are allowed to post links in chat, by the way. Mostly because I'm pretty active in chat. 2. Oh, I gave it a 2? Oh, I did give it a 2. Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul, very bad. I have read the manga though. Tokyo Ghoul. Those are solid 7s. Yo, the manga's solid 7s. The anime's kind of garbage. Animes for Tokyo Ghoul kind of bad. 100%. So these are all updated with the translation values. However, I think if we can just do like left eye open. Left eye open. I mean, how did you feel about Tokyo Ghoul? I guess square root A. I feel like it wasn't very good. That's, you know, my official opinion about that. Okay, let's see. Data, OpenSea data, features, mouth open. I think that should be fine. And then we just need to add another comma to the end of this. Have you stopped reading Nagatoro at chapter 11? No. We can check on manga decks where I'm at Nagatoro. Let's see. This is my manga decks. Are you able to see what other people are reading on manga decks? I'm not sure. Nagatoro. Toro. Nagatoro-san. Let's see. I'm at chapter 80. I mostly read on PC, right? So, you know, I'm a programmer, more or less, professionally. Actually, I'm a software consultant, so pretty much do whatever is needed of me. When you're compiling code, you have like 5 or 10 minutes in between each compilation, so you could just kind of sit there and, you know, watch your code compile, or you could read manga. And that's what I kind of got into over the past 2 years. It's like, it's not enough time to watch an entire episode of anime, but you know, I could read 1 or 2 chapters of a manga. But I'm mostly a PC reader. Also, if you're interested, check this out. We're just getting completely just all over the place. Look at this. So there's an extension, mal sync mo. I think I've already synced before. I stopped using my anime list way back in whenever. I think it was like 2018 when their servers went down, and then I just switched over to AniList. But yeah, I'm working on, or I'm kind of working on a manga decks, just like a standalone application that you can also embed into any Godot game, and or even like the editor. The Godot editor if you want. I don't know why you would want to do it. But because MangaDex has a very like open API, I am working on incorporating it into pretty much all my games. Which I think would be cool. I don't know. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if you like it's almost like a very like Duke Nukem Forever, like a back when that was still a thing, right? Like you can do anything from inside the game. It's so immersive. Wait, it sounds abusable? It does sound abusable, yeah. That's the unfortunate part. So I think part of it would need to be like I would need to build in like rate limiting into the application, or I guess the plugin. But you know, if you want to abuse it, there's not too much you can do about it. But also, the API for MangaDex, is it like MangaDex API is just public, more or less, and they have their own built-in rate limiting. So it's, you know, yeah, see, they have their own built-in rate limiting. So they will look at your, I guess your, what's it called? Your user, what's it called? Your, it's not your user ID, it's your, I forget what it's called. I don't know if it works with MangaDex properly though, because I read my manga on phone with Tachiyomi. Oh, I know Tachiyomi, yeah. If I read my anime, I'll probably switch to AniList or Kitsu. Wasn't Kitsu just like an in-between for manga or my anime list and other things? I don't remember. It's not, it's your user agent, yeah. User agents, not your session IP. Although I think it does track your IP if you're using the thing, MangaDex API. Does AniList support 100 out of 100 scores? I'm not sure. We can see. I think I tend to. Please get this off the screen. I think you can configure it, but I don't remember. So if we go to my profile, that's you win. We can go to settings. Let's find out. Let's find out. Anime and manga, Romanji, yes. Lists, point system, yes, it does support out of 100. I'm more of a out of 10 kind of guy. You know, I think 5-star is not enough. 10 out of 10 is good enough. 100, I don't really rate stuff to that point. 3-point smiley. Yeah, I don't know what 3-point smiley is about. I think 3-point smiley is either like, this is good, this is bad, or like, I feel nothing about it, right? I think out of 10 is pretty good. Out of 5 is probably not enough, but it depends on how strongly you feel about, you know, certain titles, right? Like for me, I think it's, you know, if you're rating something out of 5, it's probably going to be you know, this is a must watch, this is a should watch, I feel nothing, it's kind of bad, it's really bad, right? But I feel like that's not clear enough. That's why I go out of 10. Out of 100, that's a bit too much for me, right? Like what separates a 95 from a 90? Or what separates a 94 from a 95, we should say. I'm gonna do the thing, oh, you're gonna project, okay, yeah, you're gonna do like the statistical thing, whatever. I suppose that makes sense to do out of 100 then, right? Because you are doing some sort of like score normalization, right? That makes sense. That makes sense. So we have interpolation data. Interpolates based off of. Do you want to see if this will just work? How does this work? I don't know, but we're trying it. It's gonna be, I'm gonna grab one of these. And then these are using gaze strength. I don't think I need this. Where else do I use interpolation? This is translation dampening. I don't really need a translation damp, so let's just slap this onto this piece of code. The gaze strength is just a 1. Oh baby, look at that. What's even going on? So this is interpolation data. Left eye rotation, no, we want left eye blink. So let's grab all of this. We'll slap this down here, comment out the previous line. So this will be covering right eye blink. Oh, and that means I do need to stop my face tracker. I want to test if it works. Thank you very much, Yellow, for the follow. Much appreciated. I'm glad you found me interesting enough to talk to. Alright, so we can't test this right now, but we do have just the preset loading in. And that's something I do need to fix, right? So you can see here that we do have like a prop. And this is something I am working on. Oh, you know what? That's something that's missing right now, is the fact that I did build in the ability for you to instance in just random custom props and then have them track your head as well. So that's something I need to add back in. This is actually present in the current release, but since I did rewrite the entire UI system, it's no longer present. So we'll need to add that back in. Anyways, you can see here that this is just a 2D sprite, but check it out. Ooh, we can turn it. Ooh, so it's actually a 3D sprite. How neat. Oh, you haven't watched /red mai rimashita? What is that? Is this a hentai? Marimashita. Manga. Oh, I spelled it wrong. What is this? Oh no. Is this a hentai? This looks like a hentai. 14-year-old Iruma Suzuki has been unfortunate all his life, having to work to earn money for his irresponsible parents despite being underage. One day he finds out his parents sold him to Demon Sullivan. However, Iruma's worries about what will become of him are soon relieved, for Sullivan merely wants a grandchild, pampering him and making him attend the demon school. Babalus? Babbles? What the heck? At first, Iruma tries to keep a low profile in fear of his peers discovering that he is human. Unfortunately, this ends up being more difficult than he expected. It turns out that Sullivan himself is the chairman of the school, and everyone expects him to become the next Demon King. Iruma immediately finds himself in an outrageous situation when he has to chant a forbidden spell in front of the entire school. With this, Iruma instantly earns a reputation he does not want. Even so, he is bound to be roped into more bizarre circumstances. This sounds like garbage. I'm sorry. This sounds like garbage, I'm sorry. So this expects 8 calls. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8. What? Model display screen. Bring me back. Model display screen. Save. Alright, we're good here. I think ooh. Don't do anything. Oh, now we're just completely broken. Hold on. This happens sometimes. Don't worry about it. I think this is fine. What we're going to do now is probably call it a day, honestly. I am over time. Oh man, look at the time. It's 11:14 p.m. Eastern time. So, thank you all for tuning in. I'll be live on Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. You have Niso Monogatari on your plan to watch. I do, but no Bakama. I don't know. I mean, there's too many in like the entire thing to watch, man. There's like a recommended watch order. I don't care, man. You know, it's just like I watched Fate in like I just watched Fate Zero and then I watched Fate Unlimited Blade Works. Is that the correct watch order? I don't know. I just watch whatever's out or whatever people recommend to me. You know? But anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll be live on Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, probably working on this again so we can get to a 1.0 release. If you have not already followed, you know, follow the channel if you want notifications on when I'm streaming. I have a Discord in my description below. You can find the face tracker that I've been working on my GitHub under the name OpenSeaFaceGD. Also, if you stream yourself, you can see here that I have one of these. This is also written in Godot. You can this is just a green screen and also has all kinds of weird stuff that you can do in it, like this, which is totally a feature, by the way. It's hooked into Twitch chat and also channel points, which I don't believe you know, stream avatars is actually done. So this is my stream avatars implementation done in Godot. Find this under the name Friendly Potato Stream Apache 2 licensed on my GitHub. Anyways, you know, thanks for tuning in and appreciate the support. Later. Niso Monogatari is an ecchi spin-off disguised as a second season. Oh god. I didn't know that. No one told me. I got baited. Anyways. I haven't watched anime in a long while, but I have been reading manga. Anyways. You know, see you later, Bumty. And, you know, thanks for talking anime with me. I am coming into a bit more free time, so you know, I might take some anime suggestions. I guess if you want it to be, I guess if you want me to be able to remember this, I have a Discord that you can join, and then also just spam anime suggestions, etc. And yeah, I will see you all later. Goodbye. Bakemonogatari is allegedly the best light novel if you speak Japanese. I can somewhat read Japanese, but that's a different story for a different time. Alright, take it easy. Goodbye.